I don't have no
Here we go.
time to be playing games. Nah, I don't have no time to be playing games. No, no playing games. Nah, no playing games. It's not about money. Nah, it's not about things. Not about prestige and titles. Not at all. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. I am an instrument of praise. I am an instrument of praise. I learn the weapon, I'm a pro. I am not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Not at all. I am not ashamed. When it's time for war, I cock it back and let it bang. All my I can stand up. It's real. Royalty in our blood. We is real. Looking for the lost sheep. If it's real, let them know there's only one power. He for Israel. Yeah, it's not a game. I don't have no time to be playing games. Nah, I don't have no time to be playing games. No, no playing games. Nah, no playing games.
Sometimes I'm insane, thoughts locked in my brain, like locked in a cage. Been 30 years, man. Won't forfeit this game. I pray for a change when face the east, man. Why things be the same? My tears fall like rain. Sometimes I give up. My flesh be like fuck, like karma, bad luck. But I'm a Hebrew, no time for Hindu. Read what you so brew. My heart be so true.
Yeah, so true.
Misunderstood, brew.
Misunderstood.
Life can be so cruel.
Yeah, no, we know.
Seems like I go through
Like I'm going to.
same lessons Hebrew.
Yeah. I don't have no time to be playing games. Nah, I don't have no time to be playing games. No, no playing games. Nah, no playing games. Yay.
All right, all right. All praise and glory to the Most High, man. Can you hear me loud and clear? Let me unmute you guys. Um, welcome to our presentation. I should have put let's talk about the worlds up here, but this is your brother Mahara up on YAHAWAH, up on Yasharahla, E37 Ministries. We have a great discussion this evening. And this conversation been going around for a while, right? Concerning Job, right? Concerning Job, right? Is Job an Edomite or is he an Israelite? What is Job? Who is Job? Right? All right. So I'm just giving you my introduction because, in my opinion, if Job is an Edomite, then certain prophecies I feel have to be omitted. Somebody is let me mute you to I'm going. I hear noise. Here you go. If Job is an Edomite, there's a lot of scriptures that talks about I have hated Esau and laid his hurt as a as a dragon in the waste for the wilderness and the indignation forever and all these different things. You know, it's gonna be a kind of a hard argument if Job is in fact an Edomite and he has a whole book about him. You feel me? Being perfect in the eyes of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So, is he really an Edomite? Well, our special guest we have here, we have Rabbi Lewis, who is going to have the conversation concerning he's not an Edomite, right? And then we have other brothers that's going to chime in, as such as Isaiah Yasharahla, who's going to be asking questions and things of that nature. And brother Rabbi Lewis is going to present his information. So if you want to get the breakdown, you want to really get into this topic of discussion, right? Then you need to share the link, share it to somebody else, you know, get in the comment section and all that stuff like that, so we can get this information. The brother it hit me up for a minute about getting on the program, and so I definitely trying to learn. Okay, I'm totally right now believe he is not an Edomite. So I'm just saying that from the jump. Okay, and I'm gonna ask Isaiah. I'm gonna ask Isaiah Yasharahla, and we got Jeremiah. What do they believe from the jump, as we could have this dialogue? So, Mr. Isaiah Yasharahla, my brother, your position right now is what again? You probably have to unmute yourself.
All right, unmute Khan. Hey, shalom, everybody. Peace and blessings. YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Pray to God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Bless you all in the name of his only. I also want to say a salute to Elder Maharka for his consistent ministry. Brother Jeremiah, please say to Yah, and our brother Rabbi Lewis, all right, which I am a brother and a friend, hope to be, you know what I'm saying, and a fan of. I like the many books that his brother put out. I know we've had good conversations. The brother got go. He definitely got going on a conversation on the ministry. So again, salute to the 12 tribes. So my respective stance is that Job is an Edomite from the bloodline of Esau. Okay. Now, let me say also that is also up for a respective stance. You know, I am not an end-all be-all teacher. If I find out something's incorrect, I'll go with it, but I do not get carried away with every wind and doctrine. It has to be solidified and proven to me. But at this current stance, yes, Esau had a righteous son named Jobab.
We know the ties is round like the moon.
I'm weak. I like the moon.
Yeah, we know it's loud. Jeremiah, if you're able to stay in your position right quick on the topic. I unmuted you, Jeremiah. Can you hear? Okay, he'll chime in a minute. I'm just going to keep him unmuted. Well, not muted. All right, so Rabbi Lewis, brother, it's your show. Get ready to do your thing, brother. I'm just here to help administer the thing.
Certainly. Can you hear me testing?
God, we can hear you loud and clear, bro.
Aloha, shalom, and aloha. My name is Rabbi Lewis. A little about me. I'm a published author, over 50 books. My background is in parasitology, investment banking, and Arabic studies. I went to seminary school, so pleasure and honor to be on.
Pleasure to have you here, brother, man. We definitely want to hear your information, right? I think Jeremiah is back. Hold on. Jeremiah, you back? I can hear you back. I can hear you.
Yo! Abanawa YAHAWAH, Shema MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, Barakatah. Shema al Latham. What's going on, man?
Do you want to state your position of what you believe before the presentation start?
Yeah, man, Job is 1,000% not a damn Edomite, most hated race on planet Earth.
God. So we have the various stances, and if anybody interested later on to get in the conversation, you can. But right now, we're going to let Rabbi Lewis present his information for those that believe that he is an Edomite. Okay, so I have your presentation up on the thing, brother. Just tell me whatever you need me to get, blue letter, whatever the case is. I'm here to serve, brother. I'm here to learn. Your go.
Do I have the floor?
Yeah, you got the floor.
I mean, there's so much to say in so little time. You know, we're gonna do like Quentin Tarantino. We're gonna go, Quentin Tarantino movie It goes backwards, right?
Right.
But yeah, man. So can you guys hear me?
Come, we can hear you, brother, loud and
Okay,
clear. I'll let
awesome,
you.
awesome,
Go ahead.
awesome. Yeah, so it's the Christian, some Christian apologists assert that the book of Obadiah, which says, what it says, right? That Esau will be no more. Can you guys paraphrase that?
Can
Obadiah
we do
1.
it? Can we do what?
Obadiah 1 says there should be none remaining. Is that correct?
Okay. You want me to get that? I'll pull the scripture up. Hold on.
Yeah, Obadiah 1.
All right. Give me a second. Okay, Obadiah. Let me share my screen right quick. All right. Book of Obadiah. Okay. Particular verse.
Done remaining. I think it's the last verse.
Right. Right here, verse 118. In the
Uh-huh.
house of, in the house of Jacob, right? Matter of fact, let me read 17. But upon Zion should be deliverance, and there should be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they should kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for YAHAWAH has spoken it. Jeremiah, please share this to the chat room. I'm gonna try to share it. Yeah, no
Certainly.
remaining.
Yeah. Now, if I could chime in on that.
Yeah, you good. This is your flow. Go.
So, wow, that's amazing. So, actually the Septuagint says no cornfield remaining, for argument's sake, right? In a nutshell, right? Let's not put the cart before the horse, right? So the Christians say that this is fulfilled by the Maccabees. John Hyrcanus was, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
John Hyrcanus converted them. So they say this is okay. So do you know who Emperor Hadrian was?
No, brother. I'm just here to listen, brother. You can tell us all of those. I don't know.
Hadrian is the one who destroyed Jerusalem during the San Barcoba Revolution, you know, and he had a son. You know who his son was, right?
No, sir.
Antonius Pius, right? Now this is after 70 AD, right? So Antonius Pius sent letters to the rabbis at the time. You know what he asked them? It's gonna blow your mind.
That is it? What's the weather today? I don't know.
No, a little bit better than that. He said, am I an Edomite? Because he read the book of Obadiah. So he's asking, so it was fulfilled by the Maccabees. This is way after the Maccabees. So he was like, oh my God, I read Obadiah. Am I an Edomite? I'm scared. I'm not gonna make it into heaven. Interesting. Also to close out, the Talmud is right. Do you guys know what the Talmud is, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
The
Talmud.
Talmud calls Vespasian an Edomite. Now Vespasian was the one who sacked the temple in 70 AD. I'll stop there.
Okay. Can you still
Right.
there?
That's a great
Yeah,
start, man.
that's just what
That's a great
the
start.
opening salvo, as they say.
Yeah, that's a great
Oh,
start. So I just got, it,
hold on, brother. You have to get permission to interrupt, brother. At least raise your hand or something. Let's not interrupt the man in the midst of his speech. I would like for him to give a good, opening presentation before he really get into the PowerPoint. Okay. But write your notes down, questions down, then you can be able to ask the brother the questions in a second, Isaiah Bubba Bashar. Go ahead, brother. Rabbi?
Yes, certainly. Okay. First of all, wait, I think is Isaiah a flat earther? Before we digress, I want to say one thing, if I could, not to move the
Yeah.
goalposts. You know what
Okay.
the book of Job says the earth is hanging on, right?
Um, I know it says the circle of the earth. I know it
That's
says.
Isaiah. I'm talking about Job. Hold on. You
You want me
guys
to
know
go?
the verse. I think Isaiah knows the verse. Give it to him, Isaiah. It says the earth is hanging on what? To prove flat earth is wrong.
Let me get it right quick. Isaiah Yasharahla, he talking to you.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
The book of Job says the earth is hanging on what? He doesn't know the verse. Let's go to Job chapter.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't know. I don't mind. I already said I don't know what you're talking about. The book of Job says the earth is hanging on what?
Okay, Job 26:7, High Priest.
Sure.
To prove the earth is not flat.
Yeah, he said he's gonna change the huh? No,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
good.
no time. I want the caveat. Because I knew you guys were talking about that.
The greatness of the Most High. You talking about verse 7, right?
Job 26:6-7.
Okay. All right. 26, 6-7. I want to start with 5. It says the greatness of God. Dead things are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitants thereof. Hell is naked before him, and destruction have no covering.
Here we go.
He stretcheth out the north over the empty
Hold on,
place,
empty space. That's space itself. Read on.
and hangeth the earth upon nothing.
It's hanging on nothing, meaning what? It's floating in outer space. It is hanging on nothing. It's floating through space. That's headshot. But anyway.
Okay. Okay. He just want to switch right quick and go right to because we was talking about that a minute ago. Very interesting. The earth is and hangeth of the earth upon nothing. Sounds very, very interesting. Hey, how you doing, Black Jesus? What's happening? Hey, we having we doing good. I'm having Rabbi Lewis, the Rabbi Lewis show on, about Job being an Edomite. So I just sent you the information, so we can chop it up after. Okay, y'all doing the show now? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll listen in, and yeah. Are you getting your presentation ready? Oh yeah. You gotta just send me the 3 kings you want to talk about, brother. I sent it to you 10 times. No, you ain't send me the 3. Send me the 3 specific people we gonna talk about. That's it. That you want to talk about. I gave you the list, and you were able to choose. I don't want to choose. I want you to choose. All right, brother. I'll do that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right. So, okay. All right. So let's continue. Since he just went there real quick. So what else we talking about? So you ready for a question, or you want to continue making your opening statements?
Oh, okay. He can go now. If he wants to address Job or anything I said.
Okay. Well, he can speak for himself. He don't believe that the earth is flat. Isaiah Yasharahla. So what you want to ask him a question concerning things that he was saying about these particular individuals, Vespasian and whatever the case is, because he said he wanted to go backwards to go forward. So do we need to go a little longer so we can, or you ready to ask him the question to lead him to proving is Job an Edomite or not? Because this is the conversation that's being spoke of. Isaiah, anything right now? You're gonna let him keep going.
Just wait my turn out.
I'm giving you the opportunity right now.
All
if
right,
you want
great.
to act, go ahead.
Great. So let's go back to the book of Job. First of all, I don't understand why he said boom, headshot. That scripture doesn't prove the shape of the earth. It just proves the location of it, and that it's suspended on nothingness. Second of all, the brother completely did that for nothing because I'm not a flat earther. I've been teaching that the earth is a sphere, and it's been written about in the Bible as a sphere for as long as I've known to have read it in astronomy and in the Bible. So with that being said, I'm grateful that we went there. So when I need to show that he stretches out the north over empty place and hangeth the earth upon nothing, when I need to show that he hangeth the spherical celestial globe on nothing, I'll use that. Appreciate you. All right, so let's backtrack. All right, so I would like to know if brother could please prove his quote saying that. So first of all, and thank you again, brother, because yes, Hadrian. For those of you who don't know, Hadrian is the Edomite who was in charge of tearing down our walls and then salting it to where our land wouldn't grow back again. He picked it apart brick by brick, but he also, this is a fun fact, he also believed in the Bible. So him and his son didn't want to do, when you read it from certain perspectives, it looked like, oh yeah, they was just forced and blood hungry. But since they knew the Bible, they knew they had to, but didn't want to. So the point of saying that is to say, I would like for the brother to please prove his quote to where he says, "Am I an Edomite?" quote, and I'm just asking that for edificational purposes only, because I think that's wonderful. And is not there. Obadiah. So let's have another fun fact. Let's look back at the book of Obadiah. All right, where are we at? Obadiah chapter 1. That's so fun. It's only one book of Obadiah, right? All right. So Obadiah. All right. Let me see. Can you get Obadiah 1 for us, Marker? All right, can you pull it up on the BLB on the blue letter, or let you want me to share my screen?
I'll pull it up.
All right. Just get the blue letter Bible for us, Bible Kasha. All right, let me know. All right. So my respective stance is that there will be Edomites that will survive in the last days. He that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. It would be impossible to wipe out an entire race without having them to face their judgment. That would be an unjust thing. How can the Most High say they have to face their judgment, but then wipe them all out? With the exception of understanding, called the Amalekites, who came behind the children of Israel and murdered our weak. I hope I'm going too fast. Let me know. And it's just for thought-provoking things. The Amalekites specifically, when we were coming out of the wilderness, when we were tired and we were weary, etc., they murdered our crippled. They murdered our babies. They murdered our old people. They murdered the ones who were wounded. And while the Israelite men had to fight to run back to the army to kill the Amalekites and protect our families, the Most High said, remember what Amalek did. They shall be wiped out forever. So I think that's a very important imperative point to put out there, that our people have to understand there's differences within the Edomite branch. And I'm pretty sure Brother Lewis is going to do that. He's going to start from that direction, go from this direction. And so I just think that that's an interesting point to keep in mind. He didn't say all of, all right. So that's something to look at, and he didn't say there shall not be any remaining. All right. If he did say all of, then show me. I'll look at it with you. Rabbi Lewis is smart enough to know that any word that's in italics means it was not there in the original Hebrew. So as we look at Obadiah chapter 1 and we see verse, what is that, 17? So like that, sometimes numbers go back 18. I'll read it down. So a fire, and forgive me, I'm looking at it on my screen, so I'm just kind of scrolling down on my screen. A fire and a house of Joseph, a flame and a house of Esau for a stubble. So all glory to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We will be used as the Most High's battle axe. The Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, if anybody ever wanted to get that, there's a precept to this one saying that Israel will be a fire and the house of Esau will be a stubble. It's during a time of our visitation where we'll come back. It's called the regeneration, not the reincarnation. Regeneration is Hebraic, reincarnation is East Indian. You come back as something else. So during the visitation, which is also known as the regeneration, we'll come back. There's a precept for that, Wisdom of Solomon 3. It says, and they shall kindle, all right, and the word that we have there is the lock. All right, in them, all right, we have Baham, all right, so Ba is in, Ham is them, plural, and devour, all right, so that's Wa, Akala, Ma, I'm sorry.
What's the verse in Wisdom of Solomon?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, KJV.
And what else? What?
And it starts at verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon, trying to recharge you by night.
I have it up on the screen. I have it up on the screen.
On your screen?
Yeah.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon chapter Chad, verse Chad, it says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hands of YAHAWAH, like Trayvon Martin and all the other Israelites that's been murdered by the hands of the wicked ones. The souls of the righteous, us, are in the hands of YAHAWAH, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, so in the sight of these white people and other nations, these Gentiles that murder us, they seem to die because they think our life is over with. And their departure is taken for misery, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope is full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall greatly be rewarded. For Allah approved them. So salute to all of you martyrs. Be ready to take your death. All right. Bear your cross like HaMashiach did. If you're non-Messianic, please come to Christ. All right. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be in trouble. All right. So verse 6. As gold in the furnace, he tried them. Verse 5. Let me do verse 5 again. And having been a little chastised, they shall greatly be rewarded, for God proved them and found them worthy to himself. Verse 6. As gold is tried in the furnace, he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like what? Like sparks amongst the who? Amongst the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign over, their Lord shall reign forever. Verse 9, they that put their trust in him, that him is YAHAWASHI MASHAYACH, under the power of his father YAHAWAH, the only one heavenly Father. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as fail in love shall abide with, and such as be for faithful in love shall abide with him for grace and mercy as to his who? To his saints, right? That's Yasharahla, right? And he hath care for his who? For his elect. So once again, going back to the book of Obadiah, we see that spark and that stubble. Yes, sir. Are you saying something?
So are you saying that from verse 1, because you mentioned that you mentioned, are you trying to say verse 1 on down is talking about the heathens, talking about Esau?
I'm
Because you said,
sorry. I'm sorry. I have a very, very, very serious let me rephrase that. You said the total opposite of what I said. So take what I said and say the opposite. I never made no implication of any heathens coming back and causing. This is Yasharahla, and we will put back judgment and destruction on the heathens. So we be murdered by the heathens in the sight of their eyes. See, they're the unwise. Verse 1. In the sight of the heathens, the unwise, they, the Israelites, seem to die, like when they murder us for no reason. It seems like we die for no reason. And our departure to be taken for misery, just the mama crying in the street, and our going to be utter destruction. So it's Yasharahla that's in this context. But Yasharahla is in peace. These Negroes that's murdered at the hand. We are the modern day martyrs. You better go read this book of martyrs. You better get ready for. So we are the ones that's murdered during this time frame. Does that make sense? Not to go young.
yeah, I just want to, in the sight of the unwise. I'm just trying to follow you.
Yeah, the
in
Gentiles are unwise. Yeah, we
so
seem
the
to die.
Gentiles here is the unwise. And in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. And their departure is taken from Israel. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. And everything else is talking about Israel, correct? I'm just making sure. Go ahead, brother. I'm just making sure. But okay.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to Khan.
And you said the stubble part there. Where's the stubble part again? You said, and in the time of their visitation, they should shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. The stubble is who?
The stubble are the same ones that's mentioned in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. All right, the stubble is also the ones that's mentioned in the book of Psalms, chapter 1, which is the wicked. All right, the righteous will be planted. Let's go to Psalms chapter 1. We can see who the stubble is. We can see also the stubble in the book of Ezekiel. All right, well, when YAHAWASHI comes and blows back, we see the stubble again in the book of second Esdras. So again, we're relating the stubble to the book of Obadiah and relating to the wicked in Obadiah. The righteous, Yasharahla, the wicked, the stubble, including Esau.
Okay. Okay. Is more on this verse? Is it more that you want to read?
No, that was specifically it. Just relating that to showing just a cool fun fact precept. So we go back to Obadiah though, because that's where the point was.
and this one right here, in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks of money.
Yeah,
So
that visitation is the regeneration. That's not reincarnation. The visitation is the regeneration. That's when we come back.
So these are Israelites, right here.
Khan,
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm following you, brother. I just want to make sure.
I've never taught anything but. Absolutely.
Okay. And the ungodly here is.
Well, the ungodly could be anybody from the Hamites to the Edomites, but in this example, we're using the ungodly could even be Yasharahla. All right. But in this example, we're using it for the Edomites. All right. Why? Because we're using it in relevance to the stubble and the visitation that we also see in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18.
Okay. All praise.
Also precepted with Psalms chapter to make a whole bigger spectrum of who the stubble could be. Go to Psalms chapter 1. And that's just anybody that forsakes the word of Yahweh.
Okay. Fine. Let's go there. And then, I want us to really move. I want this brother to really get into showing that Job is not an Edomite.
Right. I want to finish my point in case because we only came here just to answer that question. But my point in case is really in the book of Obadiah. So we can go there in Psalms to show that the ungodly like the chaff, verse 4, the ungodly like the chaff, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. All right. So the ungodly could even be Yasharahla could be. All right. You don't believe in this word? All right. But right. So verse 5, therefore the ungodly shall not stand in judgment for sinners in the congregation. Nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous, for Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, and the way of the ungodly shall perish. We can precept that with the book of Revelation, chapter 22. Let him that is filthy remain filthy, him who is righteous remain righteous. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. So let's go back to the book of Obadiah real quick, and we'll see how these Edomites right here, even though they will receive a judgment, they will have a portion of salvation. Why? Because they have to go into slavery. They have to be killed, and they have to go into slavery just like they did to our forefathers. But there's a specific branch named Amalek. The Most High even says in the book of Obadiah right there, he says, "Oh, ye men of Teman." So he's calling them Teman. Teman is the son of Esau, so they're going to be alive. Go to Genesis chapter 36. It gives the whole genealogy of Esau, including the name Jobab right there, which we're going to go to Issachar of Seville's etymologies, and he's going to teach us about Jobab too. So I want to go to what the brother is saying, and I want to see if Obadiah has the word all of Esau, because there was an emphasis that was put on that, but it shouldn't have been because the word ain't there in Hebrew. So let's go to Obadiah chapter 1 once again, verse 18, if you don't mind, Baba Kushah.
Okay, we did.
Okay, I'm looking on my screen, and as we're looking in the body off, I'm gonna go to your screen. So as we see, it says, and we see, so the Hayaha, it say Habayath, that should be the house. And it says, YAHAWAH of Jacob shall be, it's Wahaya, it shall be fire, that's Ash. It said, and it says, and the house, that's Wabayath, Wabayath, Joseph, YAHAWASHI. It says, fire, that's look, hold on, stop right there, please, because I got to read flame. 1 second right there. The water, my Lord. So that's Lahabaha, and then it says, and house, Wahabayath, Esau. And it says Esau. Okay, go ahead, read down, please. And it says stubble, Laquash. All right, stubble is Laquash. Let's scroll down, please. All right, and it says, and they shall kindle. All right, let's go down, and them and devour, and shall fire not be. Let's go down, please. All right, let's stop right there. So scroll back up one moment, one more right there. So boom. So I love it when we do this because reading is fundamental. Salute to the Zaquan Karataza'Allah. Thank you. Right. That's it right there. So salute to Zaquan Karataza'Allah and all those elders who rule well. Zaquan Partazaz, Zaquan Nathaniah, Zaquan Maharika, and Zaquan Rabbi. Rabbi, I know you. You're a good brother. We ministered together many moons. So this isn't, as a teacher, a verse I would have pulled because the word any is not there. Therefore, that changed the entire context of it. Esau has to serve into slavery. Yahweh was not unjust. Can we scroll up just a little bit, please? It says not be, which is la'a hayaha yahaya. All right. I apologize. My other way. Remember, I'm airplane. My up is down. Right. Lahaya. Right. And just right where the word any is. Just a few bit. Right. Just any at the right, very top. Right there. Perfect, my Lord. So right there. So since we see that there's no Hebraic word, there's no H8300, you can't do that. It's not scholastically fair because it changed the whole narrative. And it says, and not Esau remaining. So this could be anything from his rule. This could be anything from his rulership to his entire nationality. We have a problem with that because you read the same book of Obadiah. We can just do this right here. I yield the floor on this last point. You read the same book of Obadiah, and the name of Teman is mentioned right there. So how is Yahawah going to call on Teman, and at the same time, he say going to destroy all of them? Because the word any really matters. I yield the floor, but I'm not saying that he's wrong because of that. I'm just saying as we teach, these are things that we have to pay attention to. So can you please prove the point? I am Edomite. I thought I was safe inside the Christ. Can you prove that Vespasian's son said that? And that would just be a fun tip for us. And then also, I believe it was Job. Yeah, we did the Job. Okay, I yield the floor. Tawada, thank you for your time. I'm gonna press mute.
All right. So before the brother go, I will, and he gonna because I would like to know. I'm trying to understand. That's a great point that you showed that the any there is not there, right, in this particular passage.
Right.
In other passages, it is there.
Well, is it there in Hebrew, my lord?
Right. In other passages, it's there, like the word, but it's added with another word, is what I'm saying.
Right. Amen. Amen. Okay, I got you, my lord.
Because I'm trying to, listen, I'm going to listen, right? And so when I looked it up, this word right here, wait a minute, can y'all see it? Hold up. This word right here. Oh, this is Genesis. What is this? Who is this calling me? Hey, Shalom, oh, you all right, I got you. Hold on. Oh, let me add Jeremiah. He's in the back chat. Why I don't see his name and all that? Okay. All right, I see it. Okay. So I don't know. Come in. I don't know if the brother was trying to say that there's not going to be any remaining in terms of, or he gave a date or a time, because I teach that they're going to be destroyed in the final judgment at the end of that 1,000-year millennium. But whatever the case is, he can speak for himself. But I want to show, I want to show this thing about any, and you're right about that. The word is not there in terms of any. But even if you read that like it is, where is it? Let me go back.
Can we pull one other scripture I had just to kind of land me back off that? And while you pull that up, can we get Hosea chapter 13, please?
Hold on. Let me finish, bro.
Yes, sir. Right? Yes, sir. I just wanted to put a pin in it. That's all. I just put a pin.
Read that without any. There should not be remaining of the house of Esau. There should not be a remaining.
I can address that briefly.
But go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rabbi.
Certainly. Where do I start? So, I think somebody got to mute your mic.
Now you good.
Certainly. So, first of all, Moses is 14th century BCE. Hebrew came on the scene in the 10th century BCE. Remember, BC goes backwards, right? So, actually, the original, he spoke Proto-Synodic. Now, Proto-Synodic and Paleo-Hebrew are two different scripts. Do we agree on that at least?
Isaiah, he's speaking with you.
Yeah, you know what, Salakli? Okay, what was your question? Are Proto-Synodic and what again?
I said Moses spoke Proto-Synodic, which is different than Paleo-Hebrew, correct?
I agree with that.
Certainly. So, I mean, I'm an academic myself. My background's in Arabic, but I got a good beat on Hebrew. And I believe, my research, that the original Hebrew had the hard J sound. So I believe that YAHAWASHI's name was Jesus, and the Masoretic scribes took the letter J out and added the Yod sound, right? So first, let's prove that Jesus is Yahawah himself. Let's go to Zechariah 12 and 10.
Wait. This is supposed to be about Job the Edomite. Can we please?
Yeah, I know that, Elder. I was just going to address the first thing he said. Then we're going to dive into the topic.
Yeah, but what that got to do with the topic, though? I don't want to be on here 3,000 hours. I ain't gonna hold you.
Right. I understand. Okay, no problem. We can digress from that. Okay,
I want
but
to get to the topic, man. That's what I'm interested. We're already in you know what I'm saying, like 39 minutes, bro.
right. I mean, he kind of went like he went on a no. This he went on a tangent like 20 minutes. That's why. So I want to address the first thing he said. Not that I wasn't listening,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but going to Jesus and all that stuff like that, I don't want to hear nothing about that. I
all
added
right.
you. Hit back in, click back in. I'm looking for you. I just want you to get to the main point. Let's just get to the PowerPoint. Let's get to the information that you were saying. I'm gonna give you like 10 minutes, bro, without interruption, man, so you can go bring some information. You know what I'm saying about what we talking about, man? Because I want to learn and hear this presentation.
Okay,
We
no problem. I'll
so
digress on what I had to say about Jesus. Okay,
all right,
certainly. First of all, okay, I'm sorry.
you good? Go ahead.
First of all, Job is not Jobad. The Catholic Encyclopedia says that Job and Jobad were two different people. So that's headshot from there. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 10, verse 29.
Okay, let me go to Genesis 10. Okay, let me pull out the script.
Yeah, man, because Rabbi, man, what the hell is going on, bro? All right.
What's going on? What you mean, brother? Good to
With
see
the
you.
hard J sound and all of this madness, bro. I would
Oh,
destroy you on that topic, bro. What's wrong with you, bro?
we could always, always want the smoke, brother. It's
Yeah, hey,
always
bro,
an
I
honor.
want all the smoke, man. Stop playing with us, bro. We ain't had no hard J sound in the Hebrew.
It
Yo,
did.
Claudius
The
Zayah,
Magic
man,
took it
kill this
out, but
nigga
that's
on, man.
another time.
That's
Stop
what I'm saying.
playing with us, bro.
Let's not take off from the subject, man.
Yeah.
Job,
Now you did right on staying focused, Maharakah. I was just laying me backing on what you were saying. I just wanted to make sure I publicly scorn this brother for that statement he made. All right.
all right, God, brother. Stay on. Let's stay where you went at. Come back, brother. All right, so now I'm getting Genesis. Now we dealing on Job.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 29.
Joel the Edomite, we're not going nowhere else, brother. Nowhere else but on this
Yeah, we're
topic.
sticking to that. Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So
Genesis
that
10.
showed that there was multiple Jobads, right? Genesis 10, 28 through 29. If you can put it on the screen. Oh, it's already on the screen.
You want me to read Genesis 10 and what
28
verse?
through 29.
20 through 29?
No, 28 through 29.
Okay. Genesis 10, 28. And Obal and Abimael, Abimael and Sheba and Ophir and Havilah and Jobad.
Yeah, this Jobad was a descendant of who? Go up to verse 26. Yoktan. This is not Esau. This is Yoktan's descendants. Ooh. So he had a son named Jobab too, right? Interesting stuff. But
So can we look up? I'm just want to see,
yeah,
what it
sure.
said, information they got there, because I'm just trying to learn, right? And that's why I wanted you to go through this, because I'm trying to learn what you're presenting.
Strong's H 3355. Yoktan. Yoktan.
We have Joktan equals smallness, and it says son of Eber and descendant of Shem and patriarch of various Arabian tribes. Okay, so that's that Joktan right there. So let me go to the verse you was at when we had the Jobad here in 1029. Yeah, 1029. Jobad, right? That's it right here, right?
Yeah.
Strong's H 3103. Yovav.
So there's nine
Yovav.
references. Jobad equals a desert. The last in order of the sons of Joktan, the descendant of Shem. Then it says two, one of the kings of Edom. 3, the king of Madon, located in northern Canaan, and one of the kings who opposed Joshua during the conquest and who were routed at Meron. Then it has the head of a Benjamite house and another Benjamite. It says Jobad, the name of 2 Israelites and of 3 foreigners. Okay. So based off what we read, this particular Jobad is descendant of Shem, Ibar. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Certainly. So let's show there was a Job from the tribe of Issachar, right? Now keep in
So
mind, Job is not Jobab according to the Catholic Encyclopedia. So there's no way around that, right? Job, give me
I'm sorry. Keep. I don't mean to interrupt. I just want, just for note's sake, will you please repeat
yeah,
that?
go ahead.
huh?
Would you repeat about Jobab and Job not being Jobab? Will you repeat that, please?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you
Yes,
can
I
be
can hear
heard.
you.
I just didn't catch it. Will you repeat it,
Oh,
please?
yeah, the Catholic Encyclopedia says Job and Jobab are not the same person. That's in the
Catholic
Catholic
Encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia, which is a primary source. So yeah, let's go to Genesis. 1 second. Genesis 46 and 12 through 13. So they showed there was another Job from the tribe of Issachar.
All right. So we got the first Jobad in Genesis 10 that says he was a Shemite. Isaiah Yasharahla, do you agree with that Genesis 10?
I've not only agreed with it, I've been teaching it for years. There are multiple Jobs and multiple. Yes, I agree. 1200%.
All right, all praise and glory. So we got the Genesis 10 that's not the Job in the book of Job from that
Right.
position.
Agreed. Right.
Cool. So now we are in Genesis, the 46th chapter, right? And the
12 through 13.
12 to 13. And I'll read, yeah. And the sons of Judah, and Onan, and Shelah, and Perez, and Zerah. Right.
Zerah. Now it's interesting. Who was Eliphaz's Jobab's father was also named Zerah, right? So there was multiple Zerahs as well, you know?
Oh, so can we stop then? Because I would like to see what's being
Yeah,
said
yeah.
here. That
Jobab's
state.
father in Genesis was Zerah. There was multiple Zerahs. One of them was an Israelite.
Okay. So Zerah or Zara equals rising. A son of Reuel, and grandson of Esau, one of the dukes of the Edomites, twin brothers of Perez, sons of Judah and Tamar. Descendants are called Zarites and Ezerites and Azarites. Son of Simeon, also called Zohar, a Gershonite Levite, son of Iddo of Adiah. The Ethiopian or Cushite invader of Judah in the reign of Asa, who defeated the invaders, probably the same as the Egyptian king Yerskin I, second king of the Egyptian 22nd dynasty, or perhaps more, probably Sarkin II, his second successor. Another Edomite leader, possibly same as one. And then it says in strong definitions, the same as H2225, Zarak, the name of the three Israelites, also of an Edomite and an Ethiopian prince, Zarak. Okay. All right. Cool. Just wanted to see that
All right.
right quick.
Awesome. So let's go down to verse 13.
Okay.
12 to 13.
All right. So 12 to 13, we in 13 now. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Puva and Job and Shimron.
Ooh, so it was another Job from Issachar. Now, this is not the same Job from the book of Job, but I just wanted to show that, just a caveat, right? In a nutshell. Okay. Yeah, so let's keep diving deeper, right? So let's go to Job 1 through 3, then Job 2 and 11. Job 1 through 3 first. Now, the word Edom or Esau is nowhere in the book of Job. We agree with that, right?
Isaiah.
Will you repeat the question, please?
Do we agree that the word Edom or Esau is nowhere in the book of Job? Hello?
No, I'm here. I'm just taking time to unmute the microphone. I think it would be wise to read that before I agree to a word that I don't know is there or not. So I think it'd be wise to read it. So I'll put my
Yeah,
hand over my mouth for
yeah,
that one.
it's not there. The word Edom Esau is nowhere in the
Let's read
book
it.
of Job. Okay.
Well, we'd
The
have to
only
read
reason they
it.
say he's an Edomite, the place-stated claim is predicated on the word Uz, because there was multiple lands of Uz. We're gonna look at that next. Okay. Go Job 1, 1 through 3. Job 1, where you at? Yeah, verse 3, Elder.
All right, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'll start with 1 then. Hold on. I'll start with 1. The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz
Right. Now, what
whose
we're gonna show now, so I cut you, Elder,
now you
that
good.
this Uz is in Mesopotamia. There was two lands of Uz. We're gonna look at that. This is not the Uz in Edom. Read on.
Can we look up that Uz right quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because again, I'm in the study mode.
Strong's H 5780. Oots. Oots.
Ooh, see the
Number
first one? Read the first one, Elder.
the very first one says, son of Aram and grandson of Shem.
Hold that. Let's get that real quick. Hold that. Go to Genesis 10:23. Let's see that. So the Aram had a son named Uz. 22 to
Genesis,
23.
Genesis 10:23.
22 to 23.
21. On to
Uh-huh.
Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japhet, the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud and Haram, and the children of Aram, Uz,
Ooh.
and Gether, and Mash.
That's hot. So there's another Uz. There's another Uz who was the son of Nahor as well. We're gonna look at that soon. Okay, let's go back.
No, this one is.
Strong's H 5780. Oots.
Oops.
Oots.
Oops. Hold up. Okay, hold up. Job 1, back to world. So now we got us going back again to Shem. All right. Whose name was Jobah.
Uh,
Right? Can I just go there right quick? I'm sorry. I just want to go there. Is Jeremiah in the chat? Please say the yes, he's there. Okay. So
Strong's H 347. Eov. Eov.
ooh, hate it. Wow, that's interesting. Hate it. The patriarch, the subject of the book of Job, from hated, i.e., persecuted. The patriarch famous for his patience. Okay. Compare
Hey,
Arabic.
okay,
so,
let's go to
you mind if we do something before we go too far? Oh, sorry, I yield. My bad.
yeah, okay, Job 1 and 3. We're gonna go to Job 2.
Okay, very interesting there. All right. And the man was perfect and upright, and one that feareth God and escheweth evils. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters, 10 children. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east.
Right. Now let's highlight that, right? Now the word there in the Hebrew is not man, it's son. The word there is ben. But he was from the sons of the east. Now, where is Edom in relation to Israel? What direction?
You ask
To the
Isaiah.
south. Edom is to the south.
It's to the south. This is a different direction, right? So let's go to Job 2:11. So
I,
now the east is in Mesopotamia. I'm going to be proving that tonight. The east is Mesopotamia, not Edom.
Right. I want to look up east right there.
Strong's H 6924. Kedem. Kedem.
Okay. So it's an adverb masculine noun. East, antiquity, front, and which is before a foretime, front, from the front, or east, in front, mount of the east, ancient time, or foretime, ancient, from, of old, earliest time, anciently, of old, adverb, beginning, east. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so let's slow cook this. So let's go to Job 2 and 11. So the word Edom and Esau is nowhere in Job. Don't exist. All right, let's look at Job 2.
So we're in the book of Job. Make sure my brother here. Okay, book of Job, chapter 2, verse 11. Now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil.
Here we go. Here's the headshot. Here's the focal point. You got?
Now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came everyone from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite.
Stop there, Elder. So Eliphaz, look. There's Eliphaz from Teman in Genesis, who was an Edomite. So Job has Edomite friends. He had to have been an Edomite. Well, there was 2 different Eliphazes and 2 different Temans. This is not the same Eliphaz from Genesis. Yeah. So let's prove that. So there was 2 Eliphaz and there was 2 lands of Teman. Now, what was Ishmael's son's name? Do you know?
You got to be talking to you. And
I'd have to go down Genesis chapter 36 and read the list of all of Ishmael's sons. But if he has one of this name, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so let's go to Job 6 and 9. Okay, hold on.
My last point.
Okay, hold on for a second.
I'm still answering. We also have to keep in mind that there are multiple men who have multiple names of Yasharahla, and that's the point that I want to look at when we're done. But let's see what Genesis says. We're going to 36.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to Job 6 and 19.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Genesis.
I'm just for the record, I want to look and see what it says there, right? And it says Temanite or Temani. See, Teman, southward. An inhabitant of Teman, located east of Idumea, descendant of Teman, the grandson of Esau and the Duke of Edom, as it's saying here. That southward sounds very interesting there. Okay.
Certainly. So the scholars say, look, sorry.
No, yeah, brother, you good.
So the scholars say, look, this has to be the same person from Genesis. He had the same name, Eliphaz, the Teman. There was 2 different Eliphazes. There was 2 different lands of Teman, right? Now, let me ask you, who was Eliphaz, the Temanite's wife? Do you know?
I don't know her name.
She was a Horite concubine. Now, the Horites were living in Edom before the Edomites took it. We're gonna look at that next. So let's go to let's show you there was 2 Temans, right? One from Edom, one from somewhere else. Let's look.
All right,
Job 6 and 19.
Can I just look at this because I'm studying rock with y'all. Teman equals south, right? And we have south and we have east, right? And also here it says son of Eliphaz, grandson of Esau, and one of the dukes of Edom. The tribes descended from one noted for the wisdom of its people. And it comes back as a proper locative noun, the region occupied by the descendants of one located east of Idumea. I just find that kind of interesting right there.
Right.
So now you said go to Genesis now?
Oh, no, we're going to go to Job 6 and 19.
Okay, we're going back to Job 6 and 19.
Start of verse 18, Bible Kishah.
Job 6 and 18.
Do 19.
Okay, come. The book of Job, chapter 6, verse 18. The paths of their way are turned aside. They go to nothing and perish.
Here we go.
The troops of Tema.
The troops of what?
The troops of Tema looked. The company of Sheba waited for them.
Yeah, so the Temanites come from Tema. Now let's see who Tema was the son of. Go to Genesis 25 and 15.
Okay, I'm just gonna look right there in Timah, right there, sir.
Yeah,
You know,
Strong's
hold that. Hold, we read the elder. Hold on, elder.
8485,
Hold that if you
Tema,
could. If you could hold that, go
Tema.
to Genesis
And
25.
second entry, Tema, Tema.
all right, kind of already pulled it up. So it says as Timah equals desert, the ninth son of Ishmael.
Yeah, Tema was the son of it. Yeah, he was the son of Ishmael. Let's look at that. Genesis 25.
Okay, Genesis
So there was a
25.
Tema from Edom, and there was a Tema from the tribe from Ishmael's lineage. Genesis 25, start at verse 14.
All right, Genesis 25, 14.
13. 13 would be good, actually. Sorry.
Genesis 25, 13. And these are the names of the son of Ishmael by their names, according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nabojah, and Kedar, and Abiel, and Mibsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Mesa, Hadar, and Tema, Jetor, Napish, and Kadima.
Yeah, so he had a son named, his ninth son was named Tema. That's where the Temanites come from. Tema, right? And I'm going to prove that. And my last point, I'll let him respond. Now let's go to Genesis 22. So I got a lot to say. Genesis 22, 20 through 21. I have a lot to bring up. I'm gonna yield there and let him respond.
Okay, Genesis 22, what?
19 through 21.
Right. Genesis chapter 22, verse 19. So Abraham returned onto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt at Beersheba.
You know
And
what? I'm gonna digress with this verse for a second. I'm gonna let him respond. Well, Nahor had a son named Uz as well. We'll look at that later. But anyway, can you hold the reel it back in, right? Right, you guys with me?
yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna let him respond. But before he does that, I'm put the cart before the horse. I want to say, so Job was from the people of the sons of the east, right? I'm sorry.
Now somebody Mike, background noise. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So if you read the book of Joshua, which I presented in my presentation, the children of the east and the Edomites made a pact together to come together as one nation, right? Hence, he's around the Edomites, Job, right? You guys with me? Hello?
Yeah, we with you. We got
So
you, brother.
the sons of the east and the children of Edom made a pact together to come together as one nation. They were not the same nation, right? So also we're going to be proving that the men of the east came from Mesopotamia. So they came together as one nation. I yield the floor there.
All right, hold on. The brother asked you a question. Can you prove about the person you was mentioned? I think it was Vespasian or somebody that said that they was an Edomite or something like that. Remember he asked that question
Oh,
before
well, I
you.
said two things. I mentioned Antonius Pius, who sent the letters to the rabbis saying it was, was he scared he was an Edomite, and could he go to heaven, right? Then the Babylonian Talmud says that Vespasian was the son of Esau. Vespasian was a Roman emperor who just, him and Vespasian, that was his son, right? Okay, you want the source for that. It's the Babylonian Talmud.
Do you have it in your presentation?
Not this, no. This is from my new book I wrote. Let me give you that real quick. Let me look. I might have the tractate number. My apologies. I forgot to address that. Sorry. I don't want to say too much. I don't want him to, like move the goalpost. I'll get that, but he has the floor now. I'll get that while he has the floor. I'm all
Okay.
ears. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I would like to see those sources too, brother. Those two sources, please. All right. So I ain't gonna forget. Jeremiah won't forget either. Okay, go ahead, Isaiah. If you wanna do a review or summary of what he said, or what you agree with or don't agree with, you got the floor.
All right, throughout it, Shalom. So that was a lot to unpack, and I don't think it's complicated. I just think it might be one study cited. All right. So it's definitely worthy of a peer review. I think some names are omitted and some names are overlooked, but I think you did a good job, in my opinion. I mean, I respect your work. I like what you do. You know what I'm saying? I think not having the opportunity to answer questions when I hear faults in the middle of it is very hindering. So I did take a note. I did take notes on a few things. You mentioned the Catholic Encyclopedia, all right, and you use that as a reference. I don't want to bring that back up right now. But we'll do this later. Few questions. Uh, we started off going through acknowledging off rip that there are multiple men by the name of Job or also Jobab, because Jobab is. Let me ask you a question. Do we agree that Jobab is a historically or a Hebrew name that's used in the Bible and throughout Hebrew annals, or is that something we don't agree with? Because I believe that Jobab and Job are used in Hebrew and Hebraic annals. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely not. In fact, if you look up Jobab of Genesis, it says his name was of unknown origin,
Okay,
and we can
thank you for
vet
that.
that right now.
Okay, thank you for that. No, I'll circle back to that.
And I
So
would like that sources too about the encyclopedia thing. All of those sources you're quoting, brother, we need to see that.
Yeah, it's actually in the PowerPoint.
okay, excellent. All right, so I look forward to getting to that. And also I mentioned actually, so you do subscribe to the Book of Jasher. I heard you mention the Book of Jasher. Is that correct?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, and you subscribe to the what was the other book you said after you mentioned the
The Talmud,
yeah? So do you subscribe to the Talmud also?
absolutely.
Okay. All right. So when we look at the Job and we're figuring out who Job is and who Job is not, before we go through the rest of your points, I want to ask you: can you say what nationality and what tribe Job is from?
Yes, he's from the children of the East,
Okay.
which are
So
Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia.
before we go forward, because that's a large area, and then
Correct.
also when we're looking at the kings that ruled at certain time frames, and Edom being to the south, we do know that that's incumbent on when that kingship is ruling, right? So Judah inhabited to the south at a certain time frame, but as you mentioned, also there was a nation that ruled Edom before the Edomites lived there. So that means that the rulership of Esau wasn't always in just in one location; it was where they nomadically lived. Do you agree with that?
No. In fact, if you look at my PowerPoint, I actually have a quote, and I'll give it to you. And this is from Barnes Notes Encyclopedia. It
Well,
says,
just
and I,
before, wait, it's still my floor, so I just wanted to know
just
if
5 seconds, and I'm
no,
gonna
no, no,
yield back
no,
to
no,
you.
no, 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 loud, not yet, please, not yet, please, because
You asked him a question, right? To answer the question or no?
well, he answered the question,
Well,
and
just give
then
me
he was
five
going to go
seconds, and
to
I yield the
another
floor back to you,
point.
brother.
But the thing about that is, I just needed the answer. So if we do that, then that'll hinder me.
Well, if I could just have 5 seconds, and I'm
Well,
gonna
see,
let you
the
go.
issue with that is when you were going, I also had that. So I need to just get to my points. But I want to yield the floor to you. Go ahead, please, brother.
All right. So I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If y'all start to cut each other off, I'm just gonna mute one party.
All right, no problem. Okay, am I unmuted?
You're unmuted. So if you
This is
ask a
from
question,
Barnes Notes
hold
Encyclopedia.
up, hold up. If you ask anybody a question, let them give the answer. Right? If you ask a question, please let them give the answer without interruption. And you should only get like maybe like 2 minutes to answer the question if you got to go in depth, right? I just don't want y'all to go just interrupting each other all day long. All right, go ahead.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
And what's the question again, Isaiah? Because now I'm lost. What was the question?
Yeah, the question is just if you would clearly say what nationality and tribe. See, if we're saying Job is not this, we have to say he is that. So before we go through the will you just say, do you know what nationality and tribe he's from? I yield the floor.
Well, that was the first question. The second question was about the directions. So the Barnes Notes Encyclopedia says, and I quote, and I yield, the men of the East, where Job came from, did not refer to the people of the South, such as who? Let's read that again. Men of the east do not refer to peoples to the south, such as Edomites, Midianites, and Amalekites. So the Barnes notes is saying that the men of the east were not Edomites. And I told you they only came together because they made a pact to come together. And the reason, and Jasher elaborates on that.
Is that also in your PowerPoint? Because I have it up here right now.
What? I said a couple things. Which one?
Whatever you just said about the men saying they're not from the east or whatever.
Oh yes, certainly. Sorry to be long. Yeah, that's page one. That's from Barnes notes. The men of the east do not refer to people to the south, such as Edomites, Midianites, and Amalekites. So they're saying the men of the east were not Edomites.
Can you see it on the all right, right here, right here. And I quote, here's a headshot. Here it says, here's the headshot proving the men of the east were not Edomites. And I quote, men of the east didn't refer to people to the south, such as Edomites, Midianites, and Amalekites. Barnes notes IS dot 11. Well, that's Isaiah 11:14. Barnes notes.
Yes.
And so, can we read that? That's just Isaiah. Let's just read that. Isaiah 11:14. Let me see.
And I have a question if I can ask. What does Barnes notes reference to?
Yeah, what is that? Good question. Rabbi, he asked you a question. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
hold
sorry,
on.
my bad. My bad. Isaiah 11:14 is what I was quoting in my PowerPoint. You can pull that up real quick, then I'll address this question.
You in your PowerPoint. I'm right here where it says, and I quote,
Yeah,
first
Isaiah
page,
11:14. That's what I was quoting.
Isaiah 11:14. I have it right here. But
Okay, go ahead.
they should fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall fly their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them.
Right, and now if I can take just 10 seconds, and I yield. So the Book of Joshua was a book that was taken out of the canon. It's still Isaiah. First Samuel 2 talks about it. So the Edomites made a pact to not set another Edomite over them as king ever again, and they said they was going to go to the people of the east to choose a king. That's when they appointed Job. I'm done.
Okay. Say that one more time.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the Book of Joshua, which is mentioned, let's go to First Samuel chapter 2.
Y'all
Before
want me
that,
to? I can pull up the book of Joshua. I have it ready.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
man.
Joshua was
Show
mentioned
him
in the
that in
Bible.
Jasher, man.
Yeah.
Joshua was mentioned in the Bible in First Samuel. We could get that real quick.
Okay. Let me get that right quick.
Let me get the
Where we
verse. Hold
going
on.
at? Where we going at to get Joshua at?
Yeah, we're gonna just go Second Samuel's 1:18.
Okay. Second Samuel's 1:18. Um, and I'll read
Start at verse
17.
17.
And David lamented with this lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Also, he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher.
So just drive the point home. Let's go to Joshua 10 and 13.
Okay. You said where?
The book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 13.
I just want to see what that means there. Straight, upright, correct, right, straight, level, right, please, level, right, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's me, please. Okay. And where you said you want to go to again?
Certainly. Joshua chapter 10, verse 12 to 13.
12,
Yeah, to 13, brother.
10 through 13. The king of Jerusalem. One.
Hold
You
on, wait. Hold on, where you at? Joshua 10 and
said
hold
Joshua,
on.
right? Oh, you said
He
Joshua
said
10.
he told you to read 12 through 13. You started at 10.
Oh,
Oh, you want me to read from 1?
Verse, I think in verse 13. Oh, hold on.
12, 13.
Bro, he told you to read 12, 13, brother. What's wrong with you, bro?
I'm at Joshua chapter 12, verse 13, brothers. Chill out.
Joshua 10, verse 13.
10. Okay. Let me go back.
Joshua chapter 10, verse 12 to 13.
All right. Joshua chapter 10 and 12. Then spake Joshua. Hold up. Hold up. Did somebody drop off? Hold up. All right. Let me go back. Hey, thou got kicked off, brother. Then Joseph spake Joshua to YAHAWAH the day when YAHAWAH delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. It's not just written in the book of Jasher.
Here we
So
go.
it's
So Joshua's mentioned in the Bible. So,
okay.
yes, yeah, it's awesome, right? So Joshua says the Edomites made a pact. You know what they said? We're not going to set another Edomite over us as king ever again. He's going to, so they was like, we're not setting another Edomite over us as king ever again. You know what they said?
Where's that in the book of Joshua? It's right here.
They said, yeah, we'll get it. We'll read it. He said, we're going to go to the people, the children of the east, and set him king over us.
I have the book.
Yeah.
I have
That's
the
when they
book.
appointed Jobab. He was from the children of the east. They was like, we're going to get somebody from another nation, right? Let's get that.
Okay, I have the book of Joshua right now.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Hold on.
All right, and
It's
both of
not,
y'all
yeah.
subscribe. Both of y'all subscribe to Joshua, correct?
Chapter 66, brother. I apologize for interrupting his time. My bad. Chapter 66.
No, you're right. That's chapter 66. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Isaiah, he ready, boy.
Yo.
I was gonna throw my opinion, but let me just be quiet. The book of Joshua, chapter 66. Where we at?
Isaiah knows where it's at.
What verse, Isaiah?
First of all, this is super biased. First of all, the brother took the floor from. He said 5 seconds, and then he did a 7 damn minute display. And now wants me to help him prove his point, brother. Go ahead and finish your lesson, brother. Book of Joshua,
All
chapter
right.
6.
You're correct. You're correct. After
Yeah, I
this,
know. I know. That was very unfair, brother. And then you got on my head talking about if we're gonna interrupt,
I'm
brothers.
sorry, Elder, my apologies. Joshua chapter 57.
you're right, Isaiah. My apologies. You would definitely get your time. I'm sorry. My apologies, bro. Joshua 57.
Yeah,
And what?
38.
Okay. And it came to pass in those days that the children of Israel resolved to crown a king over them in the land of which they became possessed. And they said to each other, Not so, for he shall reign over us in our land, and we shall be under his counsel, and he shall fight our battles against our enemies. And they
Here we
did so.
go. Here's the
Uh,
point.
matter of fact, let me read 37 for myself. And the children of Israel took all right, let me read 36. And the children of Israel dwelt in Seir in the place of the children of Seir.
Children of Israel should say children of Esau.
And the children, I'm sorry, and the children of Esau, my bad, thank you, dwelt in Seir in the place of the children of Seir, and they inherited their land and took possessions of it. And the children of Israel took all the belongings in the land of the children of Seir, also their flock, their bullocks, and their goods, and all belonging to the children of Seir. And the children of
Right, hold
Esau
on. That was the Horites. Are we on?
and the children of Esau take the children of Esau dwelt in Seir in the place of the children of Seir unto this day. And the children of Esau divided the land into divisions of the 5 sons of Esau according to their families. And it came to pass in those days that the children of Esau resolved to crown a king over them in the land of which they became
Stop. So they
possessed.
was like, okay, we're gonna set a king over us. Now let's see what happened.
And they said to each other, Not so, for he shall reign over us in our land, and we shall be under his counsel, and he shall fight our battles against our enemies. And they did
It's the
so.
headshot, verse 39.
And the children of Esau swore, saying that none of their brethren shall reign over them, but a strange man who is not of their brethren,
Ooh, they
but a
should read
son,
that again, Elder?
but a strange man who's not of their
So
brethren.
they're like, yo, we're not going to sit on the Edomite over king. We're going to get a strange man, not of our brethren. That's who they took. Read on.
For the souls of all the children of Esau were embittered, every man against his son, brother, and friend, on account of the evil they sustained from their brethren when they fought with the children of Seir. Therefore, the sons of Esau swore, saying, from that day forward, they would not choose a king from their brethren, but one from a strange land on to this day.
Ooh, that's it. But let's keep going. Go down and go to Joshua 58, start at verse 25.
Yeah, man, this is where we get democracy from.
Right.
Can I finish this reading this? This is the 45th verse. And there was a man there from the children, from the people of Agias, king of Dinhabah. His name
Hold
was
on, Elder,
Bel.
that's all topic. I don't want this whole topic. Let's go to Joshua 58, 25.
All right, I'll read this myself. Joshua 58. Okay.
Yeah, 25, right to the point.
All the people of the children of Esau and the children of the east returned and
Right. Now we're going to prove in Joshua the children of the east are not the Edomites. They made a pact together. Now read on.
returned in shame unto his city, for all the mighty men that were with them had fallen in battle. And
Verse
when the
26.
children of Esau saw that their king had died in battle, they hastened and took a man from the people of the children of the east. His name was Jobad, the son of Zarach, from the land of Bozrah.
Ooh, so they took another king, God for the man of the east. Now, Basra, this is not talking about the Basra in Edom. This is the Basra in Moab. There was two Basras. Now let's prove the children of the east are not Edomites. Hold on, then I get the floor. Hold on.
And they caused him to reign over them instead of Bela, their king.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go to Jasher.
We can stop right there. You can let Isaiah finish, and then you can come back to this.
Okay, no problem. Please go ahead.
Because
I want to mute my mic. Go ahead.
I want to finish reading that. But go ahead, Isaiah. You're not going to be interrupted. Just go ahead and bring your thing unless you ask a question.
Oh, no, I don't believe that at all. So I took so many points and so many notes. I got to do a complete breakdown of this man's PowerPoint perspective and go over the things that I not only disagree with, but the things I have to get answers for without him going to a different subject. So me and brother, we've had this conversation a few times. Not this one, but we've had a few conversations. So what I like to do is finish taking notes and then come back, because I do believe it's completely slanted. This is the second time that's happened, Maharka, man. And I agree I thank you. But at the same time, man, I think it's better if I finish taking notes and then bring back my information in the end. All right, I yield the floor. Go ahead, brother. Bring out your information.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think the brother was answering your question.
Well, here's the thing. I asked him if he can name what nationality, what tribe was he from. The answer is an emphatic no. So when we look at the words that are in Hebrew, there's been multiple times where we skipped over Esau, Edom, Esau. I understand this. So what I like to do is continue to take in the rest of his information, because when I go back to my points, I asked one question. Can you name his nationality and tribe?
All right. So he didn't answer.
Right.
He didn't answer the question.
Right.
So if that's how you feel you didn't answer the question, just keep going.
Right. So we're going to continue to go off of the rest of what's being brought out in the book of Jasher. If we want to, we can go up to the chapter 66. So yes, there is a connection to that, but also we have to look at the book of Jasher being written in the 15th century and not being found also in Paleo Hebrew, if we're going to do it like that. I do support Jasher, but also teach it's a comic book. It's not a Hebraic narrative. When you went to the book of Joshua and said that the name Jasher is in there, it's just the book of the upright, but it's not a person. So there's a lot of things that go into the book of Jasher. That's not to prove or disprove, to disprove the point. It's just to say if we're doing a peer review, then there's a lot of points to hit on what he's bringing out. All right. And that has to do with comparative reading. The first thing is to read in Hebrew. The first thing is to read in the language that was written in. So the first mistake is, yes, that is a big deal to where it does say not all. That's a huge deal because that just killed the point. I think the points that are brought out are very good at teaching, what the brother's saying as far as the different Jobs. I do think it's also fair to bring out that when we were previously looking at it, there's so many points that got skipped over, man. You know how far back I'd have to go? So what I like to do is pick up what I left off at. All right. I'm going to continue to monitor and pay attention to the brother's notes, and then I'm going to give a peer review on this video afterwards. All right. So with that, brother, I'm going to yield the floor back over to you. I want to see your point. I want to see if you're going to tell us, Job is not an Edomite. I need you to tell us who he is. And I understand the people from the east in Mesopotamia, that's a cloudy water because there's other books that say different. So we're going to compare those. So till then, I'm going to finish listening. All right. I yield the floor.
All right. I would like to say that when I'm reading on that this situation happened before or around the time the children of Israel went to Egypt. And so this story of Job will be a question of mine, but you have to answer right now. When did this story took place? If I'm reading this Job bad, it's supposed to be the Job in the book of Job, right? That's just a question I'm having in my head right quick. But yeah. So again, like myself, I use the book of Jasher. I have the book of Jasher here as a reference book. I really do not subscribe to say that the book of Jasher and the one that we have in entirely is inspired. There's too many things in it I don't agree with at all. But if you subscribe to the book of Jasher, then we have the argument. We can have the conversation. Even if you don't, it's a reference that you have to prove or disprove. Right? I like that information he's bringing out because it sounds fitting to what he's trying to present. But go ahead.
I just want to say something. When we're dealing with the book of Jasher, we also have to keep in mind Rabbi Louis Ginberg's The Legends of the Jews. So the book of Jasher is a compiled book of lore, and some of it really does have good historical dates, but some of it can't be proven. And that's where we got to be careful with the muddy waters. Now, I don't subscribe to the Talmud, but there are specific books that I do subscribe to. If I'm dealing with Eusebius, again, Ecclesiastical Histories, which was a real man who had a father and a mother and a birth date and etc. If we're dealing with Flavius Josephus, which was a real man who had a father, mother, birth date, etc. If we're dealing with Pliny the Elder, if we're dealing with actual Hebraic historians, then that's something that we can put a concrete nail into. The book of Jasher, yeah, I could use it to precept some stuff, but then the issue with that is there's no verbal historians that say this is also found in Jasher from the tribe of, from the birth date of. Why? Because this book of Jasher was not based off of a person. So when we go to the book of Joshua and we see the book of Jasher is mentioned, just like we see that Jasher is mentioned in Jude, we see that it's mentioned as a manuscript, right? But not as a person. So with that being said, we do have to find out the specifics and the validity of it. I cannot go off everything. Reciprocating the pages afford him. All right, he's not reciprocating the pages afford him. Okay. All right. Which indicates lack of maturity. Okay. So I don't know whose comment that statement is based for. This may be a long night, but I trust the okay. I'll praise the Most High. Okay. I pray how it gives us time. Judges 6 literally says, men of the East, Amalekites. I mean, that's there. So that's something that no one can do about. So, yeah. So without going into the comments, without taking too much of the time, thank you for Zaquan Maharka for allotting me time. When that brother said it's going to be 5 seconds, I knew it wasn't going to be 5 seconds because I've talked to Brother Rabbi frequently on the phone, regularly in the past. So this isn't our first conversation. So yes, in support of the purchase of his books, but not all books do I support or believe are accurate. That's not any cast or shame. I'm just saying it has to be actual Israelite historians, okay? Which our brother Rabbi Lewis is one. When I look at Jasher, and I've been teaching for years on the pseudo side because a lot of his stuff can't be proven. But when we look at actual historians, when we look at names that are in Hebrew, now we're seeing something. Now I can go somewhere with that. So I do want to see where the brother's going, because his first premise was to show there are different Jobs. Then the second thing he said, I believe, was along the sideline was that these different Jobs had different rulerships and that these people came from the east. The only spectrum that I'm looking for is if we're saying that it is not this, you have to be able to say that it is that. If you're going to take something away, you have to give the people something. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the brother go with this, and I yield the floor. We need a timer. All right, we need a timer because I'm taking notes, but from where the brother goes, sometimes the waters can get a little muddy. So can we get a timer on the clock, and I yield the floor. And Tawada, thank you for your patience, Rabbi Lewis. I really do expect, when the floor is given, I don't expect it to be taken away and trodden underfoot just because somebody's bringing something out. All points are valid, and you made me lose a few points. All right. So which means I got to go back to a peer review on that. So let's not do that to each other. I yield the floor. Thank you, Elder.
Let me say.
Yeah, if I could just say one. Yeah, if I could dive in.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. This is not a formal debate. This is really was a program so the brother can present his presentation concerning Job not being an Edomite, and I presented it to you if you want to get on there and ask questions. Really, after he really gave his full presentation, but then he agreed that it could be questions in between, answer stuff like that. So I don't want it to seem like that if this is a formal debate that I'm just intentionally not letting you speak because it's really wanting him to bring out his information on the subject matter. So I want everybody in the comment section to understand that this wasn't Isaiah versus Rabbi Lewis. This was Rabbi Lewis presenting his understanding of Job being not an Edomite. Okay, so this is not. I'm sitting over here trying to intentionally let him run off with the stage with the information. This is his show. That's why I have it in the comment section here. I mean, in the title it says Rabbi Lewis, right? It doesn't say Isaiah versus Rabbi Lewis. So I just want everybody to understand that. I gotta tell this brother, close, bring the volume down. So I just want to make sure we understand that. So go ahead, Rabbi Lewis, present whatever you're going to present, and then Isaiah, when you want to address something that he's saying, if you want to address it, please come off your camera. If you're going to keep your camera off, and let me know so you can address it.
Okay, so my phone's not. I have to put my phone on the charger, so I have to look from the hangout. Because my phone's down, but I don't want to hang up. Joe, can we go to page 5? What's this Catholic Encyclopedia?
All right, I'm back. What you said? What you said?
Page 5, where it says Catholic Encyclopedia.
All right, go to page 5. Okay, cool. All right, page 5. We're on page 5 right here.
Yeah, there you go. It says, if you can read that, it says Catholic Encyclopedia. Then read what it says under that. Read that in the next 2 paragraphs.
Okay. All right.
It's a quote from the
Catholic
Catholic Encyclopedia. Read that.
Encyclopedia, characters of the poem. The appendix to the book of Joab in the Septuagint identifies Job with King Jobad of Edom, Genesis 36:33. Noting in the book shows that Job was a ruler of Edom. In Hebrew, the two names have nothing in common. King Jobad likely wasn't Esau's grandson.
That's headshot. So the Catholic Encyclopedia says Jobab was not Esau's grandson, as it says, and that Job and Jobab, the Hebrew names have even nothing to do with one another. But let's keep going.
Okay, when we read this,
Next two paragraphs. Yeah.
the postscript which was added to the 60, what's that? The 70th Job has errors. Or maybe that's the 6th. Yeah. Gerard Gertul's The Book of Job, page 10. This late comment, 160, 150 AD, has many errors. Jobad died many years before Job's death.
Right. So this is a scholar who wrote a book on the book of Job, saying that Job died many. That Jobab and Job are not the same person. Let's keep going.
And that Yoshiko reads Job as Jobad. In one of his letters, Jerome states that in contrast to the Christians, the Jews of this time denied that Job was of the descendants of Esau. Letter 73, 398 CE, arguing explicitly against the 70th Job appendix, Jerome then asserts that Job's lineage should be traced through Uz, or Uz, the son of Abraham's brother Nahor, in Genesis 22, apparently following a rabbinic tradition about Job's identity. See Genesis. Rab 57:4, see part 1 for Nahor 2 detail. Read this one too. Let's go.
Now keep scrolling
Rabbinic,
down. I'd
rabbinic
address
sources,
that.
rabbinic sources,
Okay, what was that, Jeremiah?
rabbinic sources.
Okay, can you explain what that is? Oh, rabbinic, like rabbi. Okay, rabbinic
Yeah.
sources.
Like Talmudic.
Okay,
Right.
Talmud. Okay.
Now, if I can say one thing,
Go ahead, bro.
yeah, I got my phone on the charger. I hope it's charging. So we don't get cut off. So the only source so there's the word. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on the charger. Sorry. So the word Edom and Esau is nowhere in Job, right? So the only legs they have to stand on is the word Uz, which there was that Uz is not the same Uz. Um, so the only book we have that says Job was an Edomite is the Testimony of Job, which is a spurious first century text written by the Essenes. You know who the Essenes were, right?
Right, we know the essays are. They was
The Essenes were Edomite converts to Judaism. They were the descendants of the Edomites that got converted under John Hyrcanus. They were Edomites. So Esau wrote the Testimony of Job. So the Testimony of Job says, you know, it says who Job married.
Hey man, I need that source on that. That it seems being because I'm familiar with that. I need that source though.
Yeah. So now I'll give it to you. My phone's on the. I hope it's charging. Let me look. Hope it's charging. It's still red, but because I want us to get cut off. So yeah, the Essenes were Edomite converts to Judaism. They were Edomites. In fact, give me Luke 16 and 16 real quick. Book of Luke, chapter Luke, verse 16 and 16. Or for matter of fact, before you get there, give me Malachi 4 and 4.
all right. The book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 4.
Yeah, let me go on Luke
All
16 and 16.
right, let me just get through this one first. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the
Uh-huh.
statutes and judgments.
So you know why we said what? In the book of remembrance? Remember the law of Moses. Now the law of Moses was done away with. Let's read that. Luke 16 and 16.
You want the book of remembrance? That's the previous chapter.
No. That's what Malachi is called the book of remembrance. Luke 16 and 16.
Okay, Luke.
If we read that, right? Hello?
Yeah,
Keep in mind, Job lived thousands of years before the Testament of Job was written. It was written in the first, second century. How is this first century text an authority on something that happened 1,000 years earlier. I don't know. But Luke 16, 15 through 16.
Luke 16, 15. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourself before men, but God knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of God.
Verse 16.
The law and the prophets were until John.
Read that again.
The law and the prophets were until John.
So the law and the prophets only lasted till John the Baptist. So after John the Baptist was beheaded, that's when the Essenes started following Jesus, right? So the Essenes wrote the testimony of Job, which they were Edomites themselves. So Esau's talking about Esau. It's interesting, right? But yeah,
Since,
I get the floor.
since that time of the kingdom of God is preached, and every man presseth on into it. So yeah, that source that saying that the Essenes are Edomites, you definitely have to prove that.
Yeah, man. Because if that's factual, it makes perfect sense that they would try to insert themselves in the genealogy worlds.
Absolutely, headshot, exactly.
So let me ask you a question. With the Essenes being Edomites, how would that fall into play with John the Baptist? Was he an Essene?
No, if you read, if I can respond to that,
Yeah, Khan.
yeah, who beheaded? You know who beheaded John the Baptist?
Yeah, Khan, his brother-in-law.
Who?
His brother-in-law. I don't remember his name. I don't remember the name of the king. Was it Herod?
No, it was Herod. It was Herod Agrippa.
Herod.
Herod Agrippa. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you read the book of you familiar with Josephus's writings,
Yeah.
right?
Which was the governor of Judea, the son
Yeah.
of Herod,
Right.
Right. And if I could say something to that, just 30 seconds.
because he accused him of marrying his brother's wife.
Yeah, if I could dive into that, like for just a couple seconds.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Maharaka?
Yeah, I got the Josephus. If you want me to pull it up, I have
Yeah,
the
yeah. If
Josephus.
I just had the floor for a couple seconds, that'd be awesome.
You
So
good? It's your show. Go ahead.
yeah, hope my phone, like I said, hope my phone's charged. It's still red. I don't know, it's weird. But so King Aretas, you know King Aretas is right in the book of Acts, right?
I'm not familiar, but go ahead.
So Aretas is the one who arrested Paul, of Tarsus. And King Aretas' son had married Herod Agrippa's daughter, right? And they had a bad breakup. It's in the book of Josephus. They broke up, like like they split ways, right? Right, you with me?
Go ahead.
So Aretas' son had married Agrippa's daughter, and they ended up going to war. Yeah, they went to all-out war over the breakup, right? That's why he arrested Paul, because Paul was an Edomite from the Herodian family. So he wanted to kill anybody who had anything to do with the Herodians. So, and I land on this. So,
Yo, that last statement was crazy.
yeah, he already has arrested Paul
No.
because,
I don't need you to expound on that, bro. That's
all right,
crazy
yeah.
work.
So Josephus said the Jews at the time believed that Herod lost the battle with Arrhenius. Why? You know why? Because he beheaded John the Baptist. So it was like a folklore that he lost the battle with Arrhenius because of what he did to John the Baptist. You know.
So was there a source in Josephus you want to bring out or no?
No, no. Josephus was just saying that Arrhenius, Herod Agrippa lost the battle with Arrhenius because of what he did to John the Baptist, and that like he had like a curse on him.
Where's
Interesting.
that? Where's that in Josephus?
I'm not on my computer because I got my phone charged in. But I wrote a book called was with Job. It was Job. I mean, sorry, it was Paul and Edomite. One of my books I wrote a couple years back, showing that Paul was an Edomite. The sources is in the book if you want to pick it up.
Hold on, man. I want to make this clear to the audience and everybody listening. We do not support nor do agree with Edomite by any shape of the magic, right?
You breaking up, son? What you said?
We
You
don't
got?
support or agree that that Paul was an Edomite.
Oh no, you got
So
two windows.
So just to get back to my original question, uh, was John the Baptist of the Essene sect? The Essene sects are the ones who wrote the Judean Discovery Scrolls. Is that correct?
Yeah. Let's address that. Give me Matthew chapter 10.
No, real quick. So the Essenes are also who the Levites were. All the Levites Essenes. Do you remember that?
You have to provide that source.
Okay, con. So let's go to Judean Discovery Scrolls real quick. We're gonna go to the community
Okay.
rule.
Before you read that, can I get my one verse and I yield?
My point of saying, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, let the brother. You only could get one verse, brother. Then the brother
Yeah,
got
it's
to go.
just one. Yeah, it's just one, brother.
Yeah, go ahead, get your source, brother. I yield.
Get your,
Matthew chapter 10.
and then I want to hear Isaiah information. Matthew 10 and what?
I think it's verse 33 down.
And this is answering what?
John the Baptist.
All right, Matthew 10:32. Whatsoever therefore shall. All right.
Hold on, I'm sorry, that's not the right verse. You know the verse when they asked Jesus who he was? Where's that? I can't look it up. You guys know that when he said, who do you say the Son of Man is? It's Matthew.
Right. Talking about.
It's somewhere in Matthew. What it was like asked, are you John the Baptist? Are you Elijah?
Right.
Should be able to find it.
All right, I get it. And this is going to prove something. All right. Matthew 16. You got Luke 9. We go to Matthew 16 since we in Matthew. Matthew 16. When YAHAWASHI came into the coast of Caesarea Philip, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist.
Read on.
Some say Elias. And others says Jeremiah. Why are they saying that? What?
Exactly, Elder. That's like asking me, Elder, right? Hey, but how recall you King Cyrus? What? They lived at two totally different times. They understood reincarnation. That's what they asked him. Is he Jeremiah, one of the prophets? How could they mistake him for Jeremiah who lived thousands years before him? They believed in reincarnation, brother. I'm
Right.
done.
Why would they? That's crazy for the people that say, the other people that say that, no regeneration or reincarnation. This is a crazy question to ask the Messiah. Let's see what he said. He said to them, but whom say ye that I am? He even cut them and say, damn well ain't no regeneration, man. What the? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Messiah, the Son of the living power. Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, man. You had bug outs back then, and you got bug outs today. Mute your weak mic.
Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds good. But yeah, that's wow for they asking that. Okay. Anyway, God, again, Isaiah, can I find your Discovery Scrolls on the internet so we can pull it up?
Yeah. So what you're gonna be looking for is the Qumran manuscripts, and you're gonna be looking for a few. We're gonna go through a couple of them, but what it shows is that it was the masters of the master teachers were the Levites, and this is the bloodline that John the Baptist came from. So what we were asking, alluding to, was if all of the Essenes were Edomites, that would mean that all of the Edomites who were in the time frame of the writing of the Qumran caves were the Essenes, is what I'm asking. So that.
Oh, sorry, I get the question now. Yeah, John the Baptist was an Edomite, correct.
So
The
that scripture
Maccabees.
that we went to absolutely did
Wait,
go
wait, 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 wait,
with
wait, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you just say John the Baptist was an Edomite?
Hey man, I'm
What the
out.
hell that
Yeah.
Negro just say?
Hey, you know what? You brothers enjoy your show because I don't think y'all been listening. I got so many points to bring. I keep getting interrupted. Y'all enjoy, brother. This brother. And
Brother, we
no,
let
wait,
you go.
just hear me out. I'm gonna press mute because I got so many things to bring out. They keep getting interrupted, man. And each point is a setup. So listen,
Brother,
man. No, just hear me out. Hear me out, brother. It's better
let's
to
go.
listen and take his notes. Because every time I get to a point to be able to address it, the gear gets shit, brother. So I don't actually get to really get him to answer the questions. That's the point. You feel me? So I'm gonna push pause and listen in. Okay?
Oh, stop doing that. I just want to know if he said that John the Baptist was an Edomite.
He's been saying it for 45 minutes.
Brother, I know what he said about the Essenes, right? And I know the question you asking him. So now when you made it specific and you said what you were saying about John the Baptist, then he come back and say, oh, I thought I heard he said John the Baptist is an Edomite. And so now I'm saying, what? What did you say? Right? That's why I said you're gonna have to prove that about the Essenes. Because I've been reading and studying on the Essenes, brother. You know when the brothers on the Veggie Tales, I'm all in the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? I'm in.
Hold on. I'm gonna come back and come back in. Let me make sure my phone's charging. Give me
You know what
2
I'm saying?
minutes.
I'm reading various books about the Essenes. I have Philo and all that. So come on, what Isaiah went at, man? I just wanted to make sure what was being said, bro.
Yeah, and I was responding to that too, man. Because come on, man, like listen,
Because that's crazy for you to say John the Baptist isn't.
endorse. That's why I be apprehensive.
Nah, that's wild, buddy. And so that means if he an Edomite, Zacharias is an Edomite, his wife is an Edomite, and they are Aaronites, right? You know what I'm saying? And so he prophesied, Edomite is prophesied a page way before the Messiah. No, not hearing none of that. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, Isaiah, man. Bring your worlds now.
You caught me right when I took a sip of milk and cookies. You caught me right at the same time. All right. So when we look at the community, the point was to say, yes, the brother teaches that Paul was an Edomite, that John the Baptist was an Edomite. My question was just to say, did the Essenes write the Judean Discovery Scrolls? And the answer to the question is yes, the Essenes did write Discovery Scrolls. So since John the Baptist came from the vein of the Essenes, which the scripture that he pulled earlier didn't show that he did not come from the vein of the Essenes teaches. But since the Essenes were the men who were set apart, who lived in the wilderness, who did the baptism principles, all right, and that's what the Essenes and the men of the Qumran community did. This was the same pattern that John the Baptist followed. So now the brother would just have to show or prove that you know these are the Edomite. So it's just getting more interesting. Again, this is not my stance. So Job is not an Edomite, but John the Baptist is. All right. So I think that's interesting. I'm going to yield the floor and get back to taking notes, brother Rabbi. You do what you do, brother. And this is a very, very good building session. Is what we need.
Hey man, by no shape, form,
That was funny. Go ahead.
or direction
Yeah,
do we ever endorse John the Baptist being a damn Edomite, man. You got to be outside the inside of your ever flipping mind. If you think for 1 second you're gonna pull that small time jazz over on me. All right.
Yeah, that's a disclaimer, and I concur.
See, this is the dangers of Rabbi Lewis. See, your man, you try to figure out if the man is onto something, and then he want to hit you with to the worlds, talking about the letter J is in the Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew, and Jesus' name really is Jesus. You got to be outside the inside of your ever flipping mind. All right, let's make that extremely clear. All right, that sound did not even exist until damn, what's that man's name?
About 500 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rabbi Lewis, let's get back. I
don't think he's here, man. He's dropped out for a minute or something.
Well, I have a question. I kind of wanted to finish this, and I'll try not to be too long. It wasn't a point.
Go ahead.
Okay, it was just a question.
Hey, Karate, yeah, you want some milk and cookies?
Plenty milk does a body good.
So we have something that's important that the brother, again, Rabbi did, and everybody needs to know this. When we're addressing if the book of Job is written in the narration of an Edomite or Israelite or a Mesopotamian king, we can't take out of the fact that there were many good-doing Gentiles. If Brother Rabbi Lewis wants to go to the book of Jasher to mention Job, and if Elder Maharika says there's no good, proper or perfect Edomites or Gentiles, all those statements are fair to do and say. But when we go to the book of Jasher, also, since I'm a practitioner, I don't read passages. I go through the entire book, just like Rabbi Lewis and the rest of our community does. So when we go to the book of Jasher, we also learn about a man whose name was Zepho, Zepho, if you want to use the book of Jasher. So Zepho was a white man, straight stone cold Edomite. He was Conan the Barbarian. He hated niggas, and he wanted to kill us after Joseph's death. He prayed to the Lord. The Most High gave him favor to win his wars, and he forgot the Most High. If we have Uriah, we have so many examples of Gentiles outside of Yasharahla, Gentiles that apply. We have Balaam, for goodness sakes. Balaam was a warlock, but he still knew how to call on the Lord. Point of stance, such to say, my personal stance, and I want Rabbi Lewis to finish. I think that he's a great salesman of his books. I think he's an author. I think that sometimes his points go so far off, it's hard to stay on a specific subject. It's also not fair to say that Jobab is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible when Jobab is obviously in the Bible. The name Jobab is in the Bible. It's also not fair to whenever we're going through the names, and we have to start off like he did. We have to start off saying these are the different people of, that have the name Job. That's fair. All right. So we have Amalek, we have Israelite, and what was the third one? A Mesopotamian king. I don't remember at this time. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll summarize. I'll make it shorter. We also have to say, so that's great, but we also have to be fair for what the words that are written there. Some of that stuff was conjecture. That's a long argument. But here go my question. Is there a book called the Testament of Job? Is there a testimony of Job? Is there apocrypha of Job? Is there apocryphon of Job? And the answer to the question is yes, there are. I've read up to 3 different apocryphal books just on the character Job, and I haven't seen any one of them not mentioning that he's not, an Edomite. So 2 of them definitely. And yes, when we're looking in the book of Job, we do see that the name Uz is there. That's not the only reason why we say that he's an Edomite. We say that he's an Edomite also because of the name relates back to the sons of Esau too. So yes, we show that there's different ones, but who does the name relate back to? Okay, so that's a few points, and the Hebrew does matter. Also, other animals matter. I think it'd be fair if I go through his entire presentation and show what I agree with and what I don't agree with. I don't believe Job is an Israelite. And since I asked him, can you say what tribe he is, what nationality he's from? Nope. Hey, brother Rabbi Lewis, what source is that from? You didn't cite your source. I have a hard time studying from somebody's own prepared work. That means the information is coming from what you specifically say. The same thing with Ameria Hoshua. I can't read your book because it's based off of your point. So what I think is fair to do is take Rabbi Lewis's points and then, see if, hey, I think he's on to something. There's definitely people and kings from the East. There's definitely East Indians and Edomites, but you didn't pinpoint who. How can you say who is not? And you're not going to tell us who it is. You just want me to read and buy your book? So you got to prove to me. That's what we're in this for. So if you're going to take away he's an Edomite, then you got to show us what nation, tribe, nationality is. I yield the floor.
I believe, based off some of the information he was bringing forth concerning the name, going back to Shem, saying men of the East, in an opposition of where Edom dwelt in Mount Seir, as Genesis 36 speaks of, right? Which is south, which you agreed to. And the book of Jasher that he presented information about the covenant between the men of the East or whoever else, this, that, and the third. To me, it gave an explanation of who he could possibly be just from those references. He could have picked any one of them. You know what I'm saying? Any one name he could have picked, but he gave some information concerning the possible who possibly Job was in his argument. You see what I'm saying? He didn't pinpoint and say, "Oh, he's Elam or he's that or he's such and such." Right? I think he presented that. But I'm still. He gave some sources concerning other scholars saying that he's not that they didn't accept that Job was of Edomite heritage. Right?
Do you mind if I just a second on that?
Yeah, you good, go.
Yeah,
So
and I want to chime in real quick too.
Con, thank you. I yield the floor. My point will be very short. And yes, and he did an excellent job at his presentation. At the same time, which is why I said we have to also research what we're researching. So I don't support rabbinical teachings all the time. I don't support the Talmud. So if I pull sources from different points to prove my point, irregardless of if it goes against my standards or not, I can paint any picture that I want. So with my standard, it has to be based off of the Hebraic vein. It has to be based off of the Israelite, saying we believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because I know that we're not going to Deuteronomy chapter 4. We're not going to add to, we're not going to take away from. And that's something sometimes that I see in my studies. I see, contemporaries, and I see, some of the ancient writings add to and take away from. So rabbinical writings, I can't say I agree with them, because rabbinical writings also say that Christ is burning in hell right now in doo-doo in the Talmud. So when the brother comes with the Talmud, that's an automatic red flag for me. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, not just brother Rabbi Lewis, but anybody come with the Talmud, I'm like, I don't agree with that, because I don't agree with the teaching of them. When somebody comes with rabbinical resources, I say, I got to check who that rabbi is, because I can find things that agree with a point. But if I can find Hebraic antiquities, that's why I try not to use the histories. I'm not a historian. If I can find Hebraic antiquities that agree with first century writings that there was a man named Job or Jobab, then that's what I'm going to go off of. And I just would like to say those writings have been found. One of those things are called the Apocrypha and Ansedeta, the Apocrypha and Ansedeta, and I have a hard time with that word because it's the way it runs together. And this text was actually found, I believe, and I won't go too long on this. I yield the floor. Anybody can look up the Testament of Job. Anybody can look up the Apocryphon or the Apocalypse of Job. It's easy, and you're going to find about 4 different ones. You're going to find a NIV version, and then you're going to find a version that has missing fragments. Let me say my last point. The Testament of Job is also found in the that's right here in the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's extra fragments to the Testament of Job. Now, does it give any alluding to what his nationality is? I've yet to scratch the surface of it as far as that. But I'm here to tell you that the information is there. Rabbi Lewis has a good point, but we got to remember there's 2 sides to every story. So,
Well, if I can respond to that?
yeah, please. I yield the floor. Jeremiah had the floor next, so I want to yield the floor to Jeremiah, and then after that, Rabbi Lewis, if we can. I yield the floor.
Yeah, man.
You're supposed to respond. Rabbi Lewis, let's give the brother a chance. I was really getting into Isaiah what he was saying, but after Jeremiah, then you can. I want to pull something up. You can go after that, but I have something I want to pull up. Go ahead, Jeremiah. You got the floor. I'll mute everybody out.
Yeah, man. If you read the book, and I'll let Rabbi speak for itself, but he's leaning more towards being one of the sons of Keturah. concerning Job. Um, when you're looking at not only the sources concerning the book of Jasher, but we know that these things can be found this system of voting for kingship dealing with the Idumeans, right? So when you're looking at the king's list, you're looking at kings that were voted in and not through succession of kingship, father to son. So I think that's a very important point, which made them separate from other nations based upon that practice within itself. So when you consider that that's what they did, and then you go to Genesis 36 and it's giving you a list, but in Genesis it's not telling you that they have a succession of they do not deal with successionary kingship. That's a very important point, because you're just reading Jobab and you're thinking that's just the son of the succession king before him, and it's not. So that's a very important point, based upon the research that we did in the video that we did on Sister East channel, and I validated that with external sources. We know that during the time, and it tells you in the book of Josephus, that Herod the Great, the Idumean, did place Idumeans in the Sanhedrin. We have to move away from this idea of speaking of absolutes and saying all the Essenes were Idumeans. You're making a mistake. You find one Essene that's not an Idumean, then you didn't tell the truth. All right. So let's make that clear. But we do have a source, the Josephus, that does tell us that Herod placed Idumeans in the Sanhedrin, whether that be of the Pharisees or the Sadducees or the Essenes. This is what made up the Sanhedrin, right? The statement about the letter J, which was created by Galileo, I just wanted to put that out there, in the 15th century concerning the letter J. I was in the stumbling worlds when I was thinking about it initially, right? But whether or not Job, whether or not the possibility of could there be any decent Edomite, I think is I think it's subjective as at best. And when you're looking at the book of Job or the Apocrypha of Job, that portion that tells you that he's of the lineage of Esau is a commentary. That's very important that we understand that. That was another major turnoff point for me, to see that it wasn't actually in the text written as Karat Zayah stated. He studied it. He didn't see that in the text. That comment and that statement is from commentary, and I can't go with that. I yield.
And you're talking about in the Septuagint?
Yeah, concerning Job being it. No, not in the Septuagint. In the book of the book of Job, in the Apocrypha of Job, it tells you in the commentary. That's where you're getting that he's an Edomite from. It's commentary.
Okay, and what is that book again? I had looked it up the other day. I just
Hey, Rabbi, can you speak on that?
Yeah, do y'all see the thing I put up there, Isaiah? That's your question you asked earlier.
Yeah, that's it right there. It says what?
Albert Barnes discusses the various theories about Job's origin, and one of them is that Job may have been an Edomite, but Barnes does not definitively conclude that. Right? He mentions that the country of Uz, where Job lived, is supposed to have been in the northern part of Arabia, Deserta, or somewhere on the borders of Idumea, Edom. Some scholars connect Job with Edom based on the mention of Eliphaz the Temanite. Tem was a region in Edom the names and geography tied to Job's friends. However, Barnes also says there's no decisive evidence that Job was himself an Edomite, and that the supposition that he is founded chiefly on the fact that his friends were from the neighborhood of Idumea, and that the scenes of the transaction are laid in that region. So Barnes leads cautiously against the idea that Job was an Edomite, stating there's no clear proof. He emphasized that Job may live near Edom, and some of his friends may have been from there, but that doesn't make him an Edomite himself.
Right there at the beginning, when it says Uz is in the north of Arabia,
Yeah.
that Uz that's in Edom is in the south. So that lets you know right there that Uz that is in reference to Job is not in the land of Edom. Remember in Isaiah 63, it tells you, it says, who is this coming from Bozrah, right? From the land of Uz, right? In Isaiah 63. So that land of Uz is in Edom, south of Israel, not north, not in northern Arabia. All right, so that lets you know right there that there's two Uz.
Con, I'm gonna go there. Here, who is that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Right. Rabbi Lewis, are you still with us? You're supposed to have your stuff charged up and ready to go, brother. Because it's getting hot in here. Right? So to substantiate what the brother was saying, a town in Edom. Right?
Right. Go to Lamentations. I believe it's 5, where it makes reference to the land of Uz that's in Edom.
Okay, when we get Uz.
Yeah, type in Uz at the top near, yeah. Now scroll down. It should give you Lamentations.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass on to thee. I love that script. That's an old classics. The cup also shall pass on to thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked.
Yeah, what book, chapter, verse is that?
That's Lamentations 4.
Oh,
The
yeah,
punch,
Salakia. Lamentations 4 and what?
that's Lamentations 4, verse 21. And it says, Uz, right here. Well, us. That's a, yeah, us. Mm-hmm. Right. The country of Joe, probably east and southeast of Palestine, somewhere in Arabia.
Yeah, see that? So that's a different location from what we just read about, right? Mahal, we read about that northern Arabia.
Right.
Right. So that's two different locations. I just wanted to point that out.
Southeast. So as you were saying, Isaiah, concerning, you said some books, Testament books that you read of
Yeah,
Job.
and also Karatazaya, if you can make a comment on those two land of Uz, what do you think about that? You're on mute, Doc.
Hold on, let me unmute him. Hold on. So, brother, my bad.
Yeah, Thawada, I mentioned that before we got started, that there were multiple names of the places and of the names. So before we got started, I had said that. So I agree with it. I also mentioned that we have to do our rulership, not just off it being, Edom was to the south, but where was the rulership during that dynasty? Where did this person, where was this person ruling at during this time frame? So
Well, the book tells you.
I not only
Go ahead, Isaiah.
No, go ahead.
The book tells you that they ruled from Mount Seir, brother. That's where the rulership was at, Mount Seir.
Mm-hmm. Khan, So maybe I'm not saying it right. So maybe I'm saying it right, and you're answering the question. So if Edom ruled in Seir, but Edom also ruled in other locations, what I'm saying is, let me ask you this question: during the time of Job, right? Can you help me to? And you may have already done it. Can you help me to pinpoint where did where did Job live at? The people of Job rule at before then. And the reason why I ask that is because it's. Let's go to we're gonna do Jasher 66 real quick. So Jasher 66 verse 1. It says
Let me
sure.
let me get there.
Con.
Let me get there. We in Jasher, you said?
Con. And this is gonna segue back into what was spoken on earlier.
Okay. All right, 66.
Con, Joshua 66, 1, and this can help us to get a like a spectrum of the kings of the east and also relationship of Jasher. And maybe the brother wanted to read up to this point, we didn't get to it, so I think it's fair to. All right. And in this one, I'm gonna send a link in here. All right. It's called the Ascendota. The Ascendota is an apocryphal book. And I mentioned it earlier, but within it you can also find a testament of Job. But whenever you're ready, King, you start at verse 1.
Okay, hold on one second. I was looking up something.
I'm going to type this into the private chat. I don't know if you can see it. I just see it says, Rabbi Lewis, can you hear? Your mic is muted. It says Shalom. There's a link that's right there. It should take you to, an interesting text. You brothers can look it up.
Okay, I'll definitely click on that right now. Okay, so we're reading the book of Jasher that Isaiah really don't subscribe to. Well, I'm not being joking. At that time, Hadad, the son of Bedad, king of Edom, Samlah from Misrikah, from the country of the children of the east, reigneth in his place. In the 13th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which was 125th year of the Israelites going down into Egypt, Samlah had reigned over Edom 18 years.
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just reading. Go ahead.
So, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm asking you, want me to finish reading? You gonna make a point right there?
Yeah, Kyle, I was going to ask a few questions. So, what I was saying to Jeremiah is a couple things. Is one, with the migration of the nation of Edom, the rulership was in different places. So, if we say, yes, Edom is to the south, which is what I stated multiple times earlier, but also what my other question is, where were the other kings of the east, or the kings of Edom? Where were the other habitational places? You know what I'm saying? So yes, we can signify and point out that there's ones to the south, but also we got to point out to the other locations that they were in. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. The thing is that when it says someone is ruled Edom, ruled in Edom, that's coming from Mount Seir.
Right. I agree with that because Joshua said that too, right? It said that in Seir when it's making the kings.
Right.
I mean, based off that's what it was said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. So
yeah.
Throughout time frames when kings ruled outside from Seir, where else did Edom live is what I'm asking.
It just depends on the time frame in which you're referring to, brother.
Okay.
But according to this text, when we read it, Joshua, it was like right around the time that the Israelites went into Egypt.
And during that time frame, where was Job at, and what land was Job ruling? Was that to the south?
Yeah, I mean that was the land of Seir. Mount Seir said he was reading it earlier.
All right. When we inhabited the land and we put the Edomites to the south of us, was that always their land, or did we place them there?
They're always when we went into when we went to Egypt, they Ben had Mount Seir.
Right. And when MASHAYACH gave us the land, when he divided the land, our land was already directed to the north for them,
Yeah, they still was in the same place, Mount Seir.
which was to the south. Do we
Right.
know any other places that they ruled outside from the south?
Not at that time.
Who are the other ones?
All right.
All right.
You want me to finish reading over here?
Yeah, I do, because it's going to go down a little bit more into Job, and then we can see if that will help to edify this point. So you go ahead and read down, and then I'll pick it up after I find the place.
Verse 3. And when he ran, he drew forth his host to go and fight against Zapho, the son of Eliphaz, and the children of Chittim, because they made war against Agis, king of Africa, and they destroyed his whole army, king of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And they destroyed his whole army. But he did not engage with him, for the children of Esau prevented him, saying he was their brother. So Samlah listened to the voice of the children of Esau and turned back with all his forces to the land of Edom, and did not proceed to fight against Zapho, the son of Eliphaz. And Pharaoh, king of Egypt, heard this thing, saying, Samlah, king of Edom, has resolved to fight the children of Chittim. Afterward, he will come to fight against Egypt. And when the Egyptians heard this matter, they increased the labor upon the children of Israel, lest the Israelites do unto them as they did unto them in their war with the children of Esau in the days of Hadad. So the Egyptians said unto the children of Israel, hasten and do your work and finish your task and strengthen the land, lest the children of Esau, your brethren, should come to fight against us. For on your account will they come against us. And the children of Israel did the work of the men of Egypt day by day, and the Egyptians afflicted the children of.
So real quick, so when the Egyptians said, for your account will that nation come against us, so are the Egyptians saying that we're going to afflict you, so when the Edomites come, you know, you won't go to war with them and you won't fight against them, or they're going to come and fight and go to war against us because of you?
I would think they were saying, listen, we'll let them come in war to kill y'all because Esau hated them, or you be our slaves and we can I guess protect you. I guess I don't know. That's the only thing that can make sense to me. I mean, that you're going to enslave me for what?
So this go ahead.
Yeah, so you got to be my slaves, or I'm gonna let Esau come kill you. Basically, that's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, man, that's good. So this was at the beginning of our captivity when the Hamites was first starting to be mean to us. Now, the name that's at the top of this in verse 4 is Zepho. Zepho was the Conan, the barbarian, bad Edomite that I was talking about. Well, this is Zepho being joined in with the children of Japhet, going to war with each other. It's Esau going to war with Esau, going to war with the Hamites, going to war against Japhet. Zepho, in this narrative, he just now escaped from prison and he asked God to give him war against his enemies. So now he's got victory against his enemies. Now he wants to go and come to war against the Israelites. So that's what Pharaoh is hearing about. All right, so Pharaoh's understanding that Zepho's out of prison, Joseph's dead, Conan the Barbarian broke out, he's got him an army, and he's going to go to war against the children of Israel. So now the Hamites is putting the pressure on us to get our job done. All right, I'll pick up the narrative. Verse 6, and when the Egyptians heard this matter, they increased the labor upon the children of Israel, lest the Israelites should do unto them as they did unto them in their war with the children of Israel in the days of Hadad. So what happened in the days of Hadad was that the Edomites came to war against the Hamites, the Egyptians. The Egyptians asked us to go and help them in the war. And then when we went out to war, the Egyptians ran back and left us out there to smite the Ishmaelites and the Edomites. This is while Zepho is in prison in the same book. So the Hamites ran back, and when we went back, we was like, smite, for he is the Ishmaelite. But we was really killing Hamites on our way back because we was like, why did you leave me hanging in the fight? So he said, that's why he mentioned that right there. So verse 6, he says, when the Egyptians heard this matter, they increased the labor, making it harder for us. And the children of Israel, lest the Israelites should do us to them, and they did in the days, do us to them in the war of the children of Esau in the days had died. Verse 7, so the Egyptians said unto the children of Israel, hasten to do your work and finish your task and strengthen the land, lest the children of Esau, your brethren, should come up and fight against us. For on your account, they will come against us. And the children of Israel did the work as the men of Egypt did the work of the men of Egypt day by day. This is how they tricked us into slavery with a job, right? Job. And the Egyptians afflicted the children of Israel in order to lessen them in the land. But the Egyptians increased the labor upon the children of Israel. So did the children of Israel increase and multiply, and all Egypt was filled with the children of Israel. And we're going to read down to about 15 is our focus point. So if you want to scroll down, you'll see it. Verse 10, and in the 110th year of the children of Israel going down to the land of Egypt, the Egyptians saw that their counsel did not succeed against the children of Israel. They increased and grew in the land of Egypt and the land of Goshen, where it's filled with the children of Israel. Verse 11, and the elders of the Egyptians, so all the elders of Egypt and its wise men came before a king and bowed down to him and sat before him. And all the elders of Egypt and the wise men sat unto the king. May the king live forever. Thou didst counsel with us against the children of Israel, and we did unto them the thing according to the word of the king, which was try to kill them from childbirth. But in proportion of the increase of the labor, so do they increase and grow in the land. And behold, the whole country is filled with them. Verse 14, now therefore the Lord and King and the eyes of all Egypt are upon thee to give them advice with thy wisdom, by which they may prevail over Yasharahla and to destroy them or to diminish them out of the land. And the king answered them, saying, give your counsel in this matter, that we may know what to do with them. And an officer of the king's council, whose name was Job from Mesopotamia, the land of Uz, answered the king, saying. So now when we get down to this narrative, we see that this character Job is brought back up. My issue is to say, is this Job the Edomite, or is this Job just a random, we don't know who king? That's my question, because his narrative goes on and we see that he had an office, and this is during the time of the Edomite rulership. So now I want to know, can this be addressed? Because I can't address it. My stance is still that Job is an Edomite. Does this help anybody? Go ahead, brother. Are you? You want me to read down more?
Who's still in here?
Verse 15. I can read down some more.
So yeah, I was looking up some stuff. So, where you stopped at?
It's okay. We stopped at verse 15.
So, so from there, couldn't feel bone, give you counsel. And an officer, one of the king's council, whose name was Job from Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia? Is that the Job you're trying to say that's in the Bible?
I'm asking, is this the same Job? Because this is the Job that the brother's saying is the Job was from Mesopotamia. I say Job was the Edomite from Uz.
But this Job couldn't be the Edomite Job then if he's from Mesopotamia in the land of Uz, which is the land of the east.
But isn't this the same one that was mentioned earlier chapters back when he brought out Job?
He was trying to show that wasn't the Job that the book of Job is talking about. He came in here to show that Job that's mentioned in the book of Job is not that Job.
The Job from the kings of the east, Mesopotamia, is not the Job from the book of Job?
Yeah. He was talking about that Jobad or something like that. I think it was in a chapter 6. Which chapter this is? I got to go back to the
chapter. That was chapter 58, I believe. We're in chapter 66 right now.
Yeah. Okay. If you remember the chapter, then I'm going to go back to it then. Yeah. Yeah, it's talking about your man Jephthah here as well.
You said Zepho or Jephthah?
Zepho.
Oh, Zepho is a wild boy.
He was talking about how, this Jobad made a pact with the men of the east and things of that nature.
So which Jobab is that? Is that the Jobab from Mesopotamia? Or is that Jobab from the land of Uz? Because and this is why I asked that. It says, whose name was Job from Mesopotamia in the land of Uz, answered the king, saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The brother will have to speak about to clear up your question because this is his information. I'm just trying to build with it, so I don't want to speak out of place for him. I haven't studied that in terms of how he's presented it or had enough time to from that perspective. So, but what I'm speaking on it because you know, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said, but it's basically showing that it's the connection between Jobad and Job in the book of Job is not necessarily the same Job as or Job, but he's not here
Hey,
to
you want
clear
to
up the question you're saying.
right? You want to see something that's nuts? That's actually gonna. It's not nuts, but you know, it adds a little bit more. What are we looking at? Element. Did you get that link that I shared in the back chat?
Yep.
What do you think about that?
It said the Dead Sea Scroll. Hold on, let me no, I clicked on it. Let me find it again. Let me see.
I just
The
put
Dead,
two links. Go ahead.
was it the Dead Sea Scrolls? Let me click on that first link again. Hold on.
The first is gonna say essay book.
Yeah, I have it. I got that one. Let me click on the other one. Okay.
Now the fun part about it is, Maharka, I do like the book of the book of Jasher. I just can't teach out of it from a point to where I know it's as grounded as the Torah or as grounded as such historians like Josephus. So I can bring
Right.
it right. So that's so I do subscribe to it. I just if I get in a pinch, I'm like but I have to come with that very first teaching is some of that stuff can't be validated, some of it can. When we look at the book of
Right.
Jasher, it has a collection of a bunch of different writings. Now, since we're doing that, I want to go to the Testament of Job. Now, if I was to do it, I can be like, we got Genesis chapter 10, we got the table of nations. We got Genesis chapter 49, we got the sons of Esau. We got Genesis chapter 36. We got, Genesis chapter 49, the sons of Jacob. We got Genesis chapter 36, the sons of Esau. We got Genesis 25, the sons of Ishmael. And what happened? All of these forefathers left and wrote letters before they died. Okay, well, let's do the same thing with the Testament of Job. All
But
right,
before you read that, I would like to just showcase something.
please do. Because
I,
it's the same thing with the book of Jasher, buddy.
yeah, let me just I mean that's y'all sauce.
Hey, we pulling. If we can
Y'all,
pull from the Talmud.
yeah, that was I mean what
No,
people
you
that
went easy on that. No, you went that book. That's a satanic book.
yeah, but doesn't mean that some things if they was Israelites going in witchcraft or whatever the else they was doing, doesn't mean everything that they were saying was wrong. Okay. So, and that's Israelites. Like you said, you can't prove the person in the book of Joshua. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even say in the text that's a book of Joshua. When you look up, it was written in the book of Joshua. It says rise up or whatever. So, the testament of Job, apocryphal text. This is a non-chronicle extra biblical text from around the first century BCE. So first century CE, often associated with Jewish or early Christian writing. It expands on the life of Job with added details, added words, spiritual depth, and even mystical elements. Key elements from the Testament of Job claims Job was a king in Egypt. Wow. Describes Satan's attack as more spiritual and dramatic. Emphasizes Job's clarity, his prophetic gifts, and even includes his final blessings to his children. In some versions, Job is called Jobad, linking him to a genealogy in Genesis 36:33. A king of Edom. Is it real? Is not considered historically factual, or part of inspired scripture. Scholars view it as a Jewish wisdom literature, a devotional writing meant to teach lessons or expand on Job's righteousness, not as a literal account. So the biblical testimony of Job historical reality, Albert Barnes, along with the many traditional scholars, accept Job as a real historical person. Though the book may be written in poetic style, here's what Barnes and others say. Yeah, so that's what I want to. It was the first part.
Oh no, it's fine. I completely understand, which is why I wanted to start with that too. So part of that is why I also am using it, because the same thing with the book of Jasher, it's a lost book, with no surviving original Hebrew text. So if we're going to use the Talmud to prove a point, if we're going to use the book of Jasher to prove a point, well, guess what? Here's a book that proves a point also. So in the same vein that Jasher has references, and it's good that the Zaquan did that, because that's what we have to do. That's what I do for myself. That's why on the Shabbat, I don't teach out of the book of Jasher. I say it's a Hebrew comic book. I just know it's got some good precepts and some good, dates that's in it, and those dates will make you look into other things. But but anywho, so if we do that, then we have to say, okay, well, all things have to be considered. All right. So also the rabbinic sources that the brother provided, we have to be able to see, do those rabbinic sources, do they support the same Hebraic vein of thinking? So if we look at this specific text, which was so-called Lord, right, in the same vein as the book of Jasher, which one is older, the Testament of Abraham or the book of Testament of Job or the book of Jasher? Which one is more recent? Joshua was found in the 15th centuries. All right, if I'm correct. All right. So let's look at this real quick. I thought this was interesting and just something to put on somebody's mind. And it reads, it says, this is the very first chapter 1, verse 1. It says, on the day that I became sick and knew that I would leave this body abode, he, Job, called his 7 sons unto thee, his 3 daughters, and spake unto them as follows. Form a circle around me, children, and hear, that I may relate to you, my children, that you may know the generation of the chosen one, and take heed of your noble birth. For I am of the sons of Esau, my brother Nahor, my mother Dinah. By her have I become your father. For my
Who
wife,
would be done Dinah with that?
you know what? And this is something that absolutely caught my interest, because I'd have to research this just like I had to research Brother Rabbi's information. So we have to research both. And the first thing that came up to my mind was Genesis chapter 36, Esau's bloodline.
I can look.
Yeah,
You're talking about Jacob's daughter,
man. Hey, you know what? Maybe there's more than one Dinah. There's more than one here. There's more than one. So we have to look up. We have to research the information. That's deep. Are they trying to say that Dinah had sex with? I don't know. He says my brother is Nahor, and my mother Dinah. By her I have become your father. For my first wife died with my other 10 children. It can't be talking about dying. That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. Because look, if you're gonna bring Jobad and all of them and Joab into the time of Israel going in captivity, then I am the sons of Esau. Esau's brother is Jacob, so he's a son of Esau, right?
Right.
Esau had sons. Jacob had sons.
Right.
So according to the law, they're supposed to marry their siblings' children to each other.
You know what? If this could, let's say hypothetically, that's a good point. And if so, then it would make sense, because she was defiled by a Gentile.
Right.
So her next marriage just might be, well, I don't know. That's an interesting point. But I think it's worth looking at. And something that I like to do is I like to take things like this. I like to take like this specific verse right here. I am the son, for I am the sons of Esau. My brother is Nahor, and my mother Dinah. I would take that and just dig a little bit deeper into it. Just pick the bones out, pick the meat bones up. By her I have become your father, for my wife, my first wife, died with my other 10 children in a bitter death. Hear now, children, I will reveal to you what happened to me. I was a very rich man living in the east in the land of Uz or Uz. Now, I want to take this word, A-U-S, because I'm not familiar with this. Does this word connect to us? A-U-S-I-T-I-S? And before the Lord had named me Job, I was called Jobab. And the beginning of my trials was thus. Near my house, there was an idol worshipped by people, and I saw constantly burnt offerings. So outside from, I want to stop right there. All right, I want to stop right there, and I think that that's an interesting starting point. If I pull up the Bible topic exposition, it does give alluding to Asatis, right? Asatis. I don't know why it's written like this in this book, but it, you know, so this is something to look into. Asatis continued in the land of Job, from Job and Uz. It says in part of the probable location of the land of Uz where Job lived was discussed, and in part of Job 2's favors and his visitors were identified. Job lived in the land. So Uz is Asustis. Asustis. All right. And then once again, it says men of the east. All right. Now here, why? Now, is it possible?
Men of the East.
Huh?
Yeah, men of the East. But go ahead.
Yeah, and see, I don't think that men of the East is an end-all, be-all phrase that prove that Job is not an Edomite, because wouldn't the East Indians be the men of the East? Wouldn't the Arabs be the men of the East? Wouldn't the children of Israel be the men? I mean, the children of Israel were in captivity at this time to the Egyptians. So the men of the East would be Esau, would be Ishmael, and then Esau mixed with Ishmael anyways? Didn't Esau run off and have children with the Ishmaelites? So it would make sense to say the kings of the East or the men of the East and not try to isolate and say it can't be Esau. But then here go another point that makes sense to me earlier. Brother Rabbi was bringing out the sons of the names of Job and how they were kings from the East. But there was another word that was mentioned there. I really want to play with that name. I really want to dig into that name because that name says everything, just like Eliphaz. When he brought out Eliphaz, Eliphaz is Esau's son, right? Father of Teman, right? The Temanite. Wasn't that also Job's friend? So it's like he brought out a lot of points to help prove that Job has Edomite connections. Not to say that Job does. It's like he wanted to say them first to say, well, they're going to say this, so I'm going to say it. Eliphaz was one of Job's friends, and he was a Temanite. Well, who is Teman? Teman is the son of Esau, right? So with that being said, I think that that's so the brother was bringing out powerful points that all lead back to Esau. So, all right.
Can you show anything in this map, like based off where Esau, the land of Edom is at, and which way would be the east? I know if we look at this as from the United States perspective, this how it is. West.
Edom should be further to the bottom of the land of Simeon, right? Yeah, Edom should be further at the map. We might have a different map, King.
All right, cool. Let me find a different map.
Now here's a question I was asking. Now I'm aware, and I was saying this to Jeremiah, Edom is to the south, but where did those kings live before they lived in Edom, Teman, or Mount Seir to the south? I understood what he was saying, and it's like my question wasn't getting understood. So my point is that when kings have their dynasty, before they populate their land, they live in different places. Where did was it? Because the names are right here. Let me go back to it. All right, so I'm gonna go back to Jasher chapter 66, verse 1. At that time, Hadad, the king of Bedlam, king of Badad, the son of Badad, king of Edom, and Samah of the country of the children of the east, reigned in his place. So this wasn't always they weren't always living in the land of Edom. They populated other places, and that's the point that I was getting at.
Yeah, so that would have to be really like shown and proved.
What,
You know,
that the Edomites lived in other locations outside from Edom forever?
at this time when when you're looking at the book of Jasher, it's speaking during that particular time though. You know what I'm saying? If it says in Genesis 36 they dwelt in Mount Seir,
Mm-hmm.
then Genesis 36, and then it's talking about Job and Jobad during the time the Israelites was in Egypt. They was in that land by this particular time because Israel was being birthed as a nation in Egypt. If we gonna go from that perspective of how it's being read in Jasher and all that stuff like that, Israel was in captivity for like almost 400 years. So Edom became a nation by this time.
Right.
Now,
Absolutely.
for them to want to war against Egypt, so they had to be in Mount Seir because it says they dwell in Mount Seir at that time. They had to be there. They had to be based off
Okay.
that.
And you know what? It could be a point. It could be. I'm gonna say it's very well something that I'm missing with this location thing. One of the points that I'm bringing out, and I might just be repeating myself, and I'm not getting it, is that you know what? I just need to find out what are the locate. I need to find the trail of Esau's lineage and the beginning of them. A good book to do is called Chronicon, so I can pull that up and find out Esau's lineage.
So now, as we look at this map, we see Edom down here, south,
Yes.
all the way down here, south worlds, and then we know well, Egypt is down here, south. Israel is being here in captivity in Egypt. So
What? Yeah. Pull up us for us, Baba Kushah specifically. I want to play around with the map too.
right, so we got Edom over
Sorry,
here.
said something. Telling elders is Job not talking about the men or the land of us. Excuse me, I'm listening.
Go ahead, bro.
I was just reading his
We gonna
comment. I was reading his comment.
okay. So let me get yeah, we have what 15 more minutes and shutting it down. Um um uh
So
ancient let's try this one. No, hold on. All right, we can get this. Hold up. If you have a good one, just let me know. I'm just looking to see a good one.
hey, you don't want to do Google Earth and then just do us like that?
Oh yeah. All right. I got it. Right. From
Yes, sir.
Egypt to. I got you now. It's gonna be better now. Okay. Okay. Boom. Um.
All right. So another thing is, and unless I was just listening too fast, or the brother was just teaching that good, man, I might have missed it. I thought he said the name Jobab is nowhere in the Bible. I might have been wrong about that. Um, and I very well could have been, but I think some of the stuff, it's just worth looking at. But I think some of the stuff is muddied water, and it could just be very well me. And it says, and Bela died, and Jobab, the son of Zerah, the son of Bozrah, reigned. All right. So I just want to hold this thought real quick. So when I go to Jobab, it's spelled in Hebrew YAHAWAH. So his name was YAHAWAH. And then when you go to the root word there, it says Yabab, which means Job. So this man had a name change, just like Isaac did in the Bible. When you go to his name, it's the
But how
same.
can we prove that the Lord changed his name?
Well, I can't prove that the Lord changed his name, but I can see that his name was written one way right here in the text, and then he's mentioned a different way. He's mentioned different somewhere else. So, but I want to look at this real quick. We're in the book of Genesis, chapter 36, of course, going through the names. And I just want to look at the lineage of Esau because the brother did it earlier. Genesis chapter 36, verse 32, it says, Bela, the son of Beor, reigned in Edom. All right, that would be Mount Seir. Excuse me. And the name of that city was Dinbah. So I want to know where. So Dinbah, that's important. And Bela died, and Jobab, the son of Zerah of Bozrah, reigned in his stead. And Jobab died. And I want to know, is this the same Job or Jobab from Genesis or the book of Job? And how do we find that out?
I'm going to send you his PowerPoint. I have the PowerPoint.
Okay. All right. So I'm looking, and it looks like it says a few different names. All right. And so it's the same breakdown that the brother did, except for the issue is that he's negating. I don't think he's negating. It just looks like he's leaning more towards saying that this has to be, somebody else, but he's not giving who anybody else is, and that's what I need. So I look forward to looking at the PowerPoint. But right here it says, I'm looking at the Hebrew. It says Yabab. It says a desert. So it says the last order of the kings of Joktan are descended from Shem. So I don't think that was too much of a headshot either, because even the Edomites are Shemites. So even if it was a king of, what I'm saying, Edomites are Shemites. But then the second one is one of the.
It was an earlier Job. It was an earlier Joktan and all that stuff before the birth of Jacob and Esau.
Con. Well, I was just saying if Edom,
yeah.
No, you're fine.
Because it's not mentioning. It's mentioning his friends. So, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm rocking with you. So one of the kings of Edom, just to read down some more, it says, and so I'm going to read more. Son of Joktan Chronicles. Now the word that's used here, the verse that the name that's here. Okay, so I'm reading from Jacinius. Jacinius says, Yahwabab, all right, it says a desert, properly a crying out, a place where wild beasts cry out from the root, and it says Yabab, and it says of the region of Joktan of the Arabs, which that's the reason the region the Edomites took over, I believe, right? A trace of this name may be found perhaps in Ptolemy. I'm gonna look up Ptolemy, who mentions near. It says the Shakalite on the Indian Sea, according to the conjecture of Bohart. It says an Edomite king, and then it literally gives the verse, Genesis chapter 36 verse. So I don't know how to get around when. I like the fact that brothers go around a whole bunch of history, but when I go to the Blue Letter Bible, I hate it when Negroes skip information like the new moon thing. Go to Blue Letter Bible, read down to the bottom of the Jacinius definition. It says definition number 2, proper noun of an Edomite king. An Edomite king. Genesis chapter. Brothers say, well, they say he's an Edomite because he came from the land of. Well, all of these references say an Edomite king, and then you have the reference of a Canaanite king. So Genesis chapter 36, verse 33 is the same Jobab or the book or Job. So I don't know any multiple Edomite kings, but to try to take it away from one to say it can't be this one, so it has to be that one, that's not fair scholarship. Especially when go ahead, I'll yield.
I get the replacement thing, but Job said he was from the. It said that land of Uz is from Aram, right? Like we look at this map.
Okay.
Not Aram mentioned when it speaks about Joab.
Let me go back to it, King. So it says from right here, and we may have Iran somewhere in one of these notes, but remember, we're looking at a lot of stuff. All right. So I don't have that part memorized. It says Edomite king, Jack, and the Arabs. I see the word Arabs, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure Iran could fit. I just don't want to do too much conjecture.
All right, because it says this, right? I want to show this right quick. Hold up. Now, I'm gonna let you rock. I gotta do something right quick.
Absolutely, because the God I serve said you ain't gonna do that. The God I serve said, hey, see somebody
All right. I'm about to pull up something right quick. So you see the land of Uz right there, man, right? I mean the land of Aram there, right? And so that being said, I'm going to share this here. Shout out to the people that's trying to get their scholarship on and during with us during this. Appreciate you. All praise. Glory to the Most High. We just having a study session now because the main speaker's not here, and we just building. So zoom in. Control. So it says, I asked, how many us are in the Bible? Us, the person, there are different people named and us in the Bible. Can you hear me out? Isaiah, Yasharahla. Are you in the building? Well, for everybody that's listening, there are three different names of Uz in the Bible. It's Uz, the son of Aram, grandson of Shem. And in the other previous map, we show that Aram was east, way further up east. References 1023, First Chronicles 117, lineage Shem, Aram, Uz, right? Which Isaiah said, well, Esau is Shem as well, right? Many scholars believe the land of Uz, Job's homeland, could be named after this Uz. Many scholars believe the land of Uz, Job's homeland, could be named after this Uz, possibly region northern Arabia, Syria, or they say near Edom. They throwing the Edom down there, which is way south. All right, or it could be northeast. Right? Uz, the son of Nahor, Abraham's brother, Genesis 22:21. Lineage Nahor, Uz. Region possibly in Mesopotamia, northern Syria or Haran region. No, possibly a different Uz from Aram descendant, but some scholars see overlap. Uz, descendant of Seir, descendant of Seir, the Horite, reference 36:28:1, First Chronicles 142. Lineage Seir, Deshan, Uz, region Edom, Syria. This is clearly in or near Edomite territory, right? Uz, the place, land of Uz, the land of Uz, Job's homeland. Job 1:1, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, also mentioned in Jeremiah 25:20 and Lamentations 4:21. Associated with Edom, Lamentations 4:21, directly links Uz and Edom, northern Arabia, Jordan, or near Syria. Scholars guesses between Edom and Aram. So location summary of the land of Uz, near Edom, southern Jordan, northwest Arabia, Lamentations 4:21, northern Arabia, desert east of Israel, based on Job's wealth, nomadic life. Syria, Mesopotamia, Haran, or near Haran, if linked to Uz, son of Abraham, of Aram. Right? So, and This is the information that the brother was bringing out about the different names and the different us in the scriptures, right? And I'm still not convinced. And we got to get more information. I have his PowerPoint. I will be going over the PowerPoint myself. I
Con, I
want
want to go it also. I have a few questions, man. Just real quick. So when we're looking at Esau, and we're familiar that Esau, he married into the nation of the Ishmaelites, right? Right. So with Esau marrying into the nation of the Edom, man said, when Esau married to the nation of the Ishmaelites, I could very well see how he would have been populating and living into, the land of the Arabians, because that's who Esau was. He married Adah, I believe. And let me look it up real quick. Where's that? Esau married 26, right?
Yeah, let's go. What we talking about? Doesn't mean he had to live there. I mean,
Well, no, but what it means is that his children inhabited this region in East and Edom. Aldumia was not the only place that his people inhabited. You know what I'm saying? So since right.
Yeah, I mean, you have to show where the Bible shows, and we gonna go with that. You have to show a source to show these other locations where he lived that could possibly be in reference of the of what we're talking about. Because based off Genesis 3:36, and they breaking down the lineage of Esau and the women that he married and the children that he had, the location was in Cedar. I mean, based off Genesis 36. So I mean, you said Genesis 26, right? And was it 26?
Yeah, I believe so. 26:34.
No, I think it was prior chapter. No, it's like 28. It has to be like 28.
Okay.
And Esau, it says that Esau seeing 28, Esau seeing the daughters of Canaan please not Isaac his father. So now he's being extra wicked, Esau, right? So he told
Where you
marry.
at? Where you at real quick? Where you at?
Genesis 28 and 8. He still want to be rebellious, the demonic Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan please not his father, being spiteful because he didn't get the blessing. He gonna marry the Canaanite instead of taking his damn ass to marry Leah, because Leah was the next first in line. Esau being the oldest, he's supposed to marry Leah. And Jacob married Rachel regardless, because Rachel was the youngest, Leah was the oldest. He's supposed to marry Leah based off my understanding of the marriage and how it worked. Esau was the oldest. Esau was supposed to not marry no Canaanite, no other woman. He should have married Leah. And then Jacob would have been with Jacob if he's going to go by marriage or and kindred marriage. But he said, nope, I'm going to marry the Canaanite. Then went Esau onto Ishmael and took onto the wives and took onto the wives which he had. We have Mahalah, the daughter of Ishmael, Abram's son, the sister of Nabijah, to be his wife.
Right. So let's precept that with Genesis chapter 26. So Esau, the first time, that was the second time he got married. The first time he got married, he married the Canaanites. The second time he got married, he married the Ishmaelites. So he had four wives from two different heathens, And these are the places that he not only lived in, but he didn't live in Seir at first. His people went and took over Seir at first. His people went and took over Seir. So in Genesis chapter 26, going up to 29, he already was inhabited lands with the Hittites and with the Ishmaelites. And then, just like Rabbi Lewis said earlier, the Edomites went and took over Seir later, which means they lived in different places. So Job living in the land, yeah,
What?
very well. Go ahead.
What places though?
I don't know.
Because you just can't say he lived in the land of Ishmael because he took a wife from Ishmael. You just can't say that. You just can't say, well, he took daughters from Canaan. Well,
Where did he live? Did he live with his father Jacob at the time? I mean, his father Isaac?
Isaac, he left once he didn't get the blessings.
Right. So at that time, we have to see where did he live at before his people took over the land of Aldumia. The point of saying such is to say, regardless of where they lived at, they didn't always inhabit the land of Aldumia. They didn't.
Right.
Right. The Arabs lived in the land of Aldumia first.
Right. That's something we have to look up. And then, based off the Joshua account,
yeah, it was the Horites. The Horites lived in Aldumia before the Edomites.
Yeah, right. The Horites. And then they took over that, according to Joshua, at that particular time of the Fed mentioned person that bought, according to Joshua. But yeah, hold on. What time is it? Oh yeah, we 5 minutes over the time. But
well, I greatly appreciate it, but I also regret missing the show the other night. I went to bed at like 8 last night, man. So salute and congratulations on the premiere. You know, I'm grateful to be on with you now, and I'm really apologetic that I didn't make it on the other night, bro. I would have been on there slobbering and falling asleep, man.
it's all good. It's all good. So we definitely going to revisit this again. This conversation.
We have
again.
to. We have to study his research.
I sent you the power.
Yeah.
So based off where I'm at right now from the beginning, I still don't see him being an Edomite. I'm just supremely biased on that. Esau is rebellious.
You came into this call by you was reading his scriptures all strong. You was going hard for that, man. I was like, dang. I was like, well, hard is going hard for this. That man kept cutting me off and everything. I was like, dang.
Nah, I wasn't trying to intended to cut you off. Reading part, I was reading, but I read. You ain't had to.
And you was doing it like Rabbi Lewis was just like killing it, and nobody gonna say nothing.
I was like, damn. No, I've been saying, like, you know what I mean, like that. This is a crazy joint now. You know what I'm saying? Then he did the twist in there. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was funny what you said when you said also Job is not an Edomite, but John the Baptist is. That was wow. That's wow. I'm not never agreeing to that. And I got a reference in the Josephus where Israelite. Yeah, I think that's what I want to pull up too, right? Yeah, this is very interesting, you know, having conversations and stuff.
It is. It's very interesting. It's edifying.
You know. And I like it because I want to be in a study mode, right? You know what I'm saying? To
set apart is the mode. Set apart is the mode.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, right? Check this out, right? This is something about one of the Essenes, right? Let me get this quote right quick. Okay, let me see if I get this quote. All right.
Do you know what that means? If all of the Edomites was Essenes, man, that's ridiculous. John the Baptist's parents was Edomites. Now that's what you're saying. You saying Elizabeth and John the Baptist's father was both perfect Edomites, but Job couldn't have been because remember his parents was perfect. John, you saying John?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I can't go with that, bro. Sorry, Charlie's. I'm not going with that at all.
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just can't do that one, brother. Can't do it.
That's what you're working with, though.
Nah. Oh,
Go ahead.
no, don't try it. Know what I'm saying? Like, you can have truth on one thing and be off on two things.
Yo, that's definitely off on two things. John the Baptist, the Edomite. Come on, man. The whole Qumran community, Edomites. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's leper. That's leprosy. All of them got leprosy, being unclean and having to be so-called Levites.
Right. Yeah, I'm not with that at all.
You
Sorry.
telling me YAHAWASHI's cousin, who baptized him, was an unclean Edomite leper, or he was a Negro Edomite? Which one is it?
Okay, let me see something right here. I'm trying to get my source up right quick. Right. On one of the figures in the Josephus, if you want to, well, I can pull it up. Nope, let me just read this. I can pull up. It's in the Antiquities of the Jews, book 15, chapter 10.4 area. I'm going to get that right quick, but I want to. In fact, let me do this right quick. Let me do this right quick. I want, and we could close up after this. Let me just get this right here. Yeah, that yeah, he didn't come back after that statement. You got to come back after that, brother. Yeah, you have to come back after that. I hear the brother in the back going in.
Yeah, that's brother Shabar, man. Maharka sent you a salute, Doc. Shabar. Mahar sent you a salute.
I hear you back there, brother.
Yeah, hey.
And Negroes could be talking about gang stuff, evil stuff. Brother just constantly talking about the book. Y'all Negroes is crazy. Oh, y'all can't talk about nothing else but the book, Bible, and history, and sheesh, man. This is crazy.
This is our life. This is our sword. You know,
Crazy. This is madness.
Man. What's going on up in there, man?
Hey, man, we up there just talking about Job. You know what I'm saying? And having these discussions and going through these sources and trying to build and see where we at, when in, and all this stuff.
Now we gotta put that one back there now. That fine I sent you with the Lashawan. Yeah, you gotta do that one. What's going on? Which I was talking about, man? What happened?
We just talk about if Job was an Israelite. I mean, not Israelite. Was Job an Edomite or not?
Definitely was an Edomite.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't agree with that. Isaiah is on that. Jeremiah don't agree with that.
You don't agree with Cornelius was an Edomite?
So we're talking about Job.
I'm asking Cornelius.
Was Cornelius an Israelite?
Yes. Was Cornelius an Israelite?
I never taught that Cornelius was an Israelite.
Okay.
No, I have not taught that.
So Cornelius was a Gentile who could be saved?
According to my information, I mean, saved is a terminology of not salvation as rulership or power.
Nah,
it's just a context of, you know, the remnants that's going to be, you know, when we killed the fathers and enslaved their damn children, those the one that's could possibly be or be saved from being destroyed and killed. But in terms of equivalent salvation, that's rulership, power, and authority. All that's for the children of Israel.
well, yeah, but
anybody can serve the Most High.
Well, yeah, but the difference is this the soul. So Proverbs 16:19 says the law converts the soul. So the soul of of those people will be converted, meaning so Revelations 24, 13, I think 14, 13, 15, 14 and 15 says that if you're not written in the book of life, henceforth you'll just be put in a lake of fire. So the nations are gonna walk in YAHAWAH B'Shem Yahushua, meaning they're saved. So not taken away from our heart, the hierarchy, they will be servants, but they'll be walking in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua as well.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that at all.
But what I'm highlighting is that is salvation to them. Now we want to say, yeah, salvation, plantation.
Salvation and saved is not the same thing.
Yeah, it is, man. Listen, hold on real quick. You're relating, so we gotta be mindful of Romans the 15th chapter, right? So Paul exclusively speaks boldly in Romans the 15th chapter to his brethren, putting them in mind that the grace that was given to him to preach to the Israelites is given to him to preach to the Gentile, that the offering up of the Gentiles will be sanctified by the Holy Spirit. Right? So that's the salvation. They still able to have the Holy Spirit, but their gospel of the Gentiles and their salvation is different from ours. So sometimes what we do is we equate what we're getting to the heathen, and that's be our thing. Oh no, it's not the salvation. It isn't. It isn't the salvation. But we just got to keep in mind. That's what Paul said in Romans the 15th chapter. Keep in mind that their salvation is this.
Yeah,
so we don't go back and forth with that contention.
Yeah, we can have a conversation about that next time about salvation, saving, all that stuff like that. What does that mean?
Sure, we agree. We go agree. Trust and believe.
Oh, I'm agree they ass going and change in slavery. That's what
wait, hold on though. So I want to speak on that, and then maybe we definitely need a conversation. So
we can have a conversation on it on the same joint like we're doing right now. But right now, I just want to finish this point what I was making, then we can set up a time tomorrow or maybe the next day and we talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
We have the conversation about it because we supposed to have been having the conversation, right? We can all get back on it and we can just have the conversation like we have today. So I want Isaiah to hear this as Josephus because the brother said that John the Baptist was an Edomite. So I want to go to the Josephus and show that this brother that came to Herod, right? Herod. I'm gonna go to Josephus right quick, right? Yeah, I know you having a little. Let's go live. You know what I'm saying? We in 15, right? Chapter book 15, Antiquities of Jews, 15. Chapter 10.
You see yours?
Chapter 10.
Come on, right? Bring it out.
And we're gonna go to where is it? Right here. Okay.
Come on. Your screen's kind of small. Look.
Okay, hold on. Let me just highlight this right quick. I won't lose my. All right, so I made it. You can see it now. Can you see it now?
Dang. No, that's a bit better. It's a bit blurry on this side of the screen. Con, it needs to be raised a little more. I see Pharisees. That's good. That's good. That's good. Back it down a little bit more.
Pause.
That's good.
All right.
When we starting our Torah class.
So right here, this is a story about the Essenes. This is something I just found, so don't make it the all and be all, right? The Essenes also, as we call a set of hours, this is Josephus, a set of hours. Josephus say this is a set of hours. I'm sure Josephus know the difference between the Herodians, the Edomites, and all and the Essenes. Were excused from this imposition. These men lived the same kind of life as do those whom the Greeks call Pythagoreans, concerning whom I shall discourse more fully elsewhere. However, it is but fit to set down here the reason wherefore Herod had these Essenes in such honor and thought higher of them than their mortal nature required. Nor will this account be unsuitable to the nature of this history, as it would show the opinion men had of these Essenes. Now, these Essenes, like, because he mentioned they could be Edomites or Israelites, but based off what Josephus is saying, that Essenes also, as we call a set of hours, as we the Essenes also, as we call a set of hours. Wow, this could be something. Well, let's see. Now there was one of these Essenes whose name was Manahem, who had this testimony that he not only conducted his life after an excellent manner, but had the foreknowledge of future events given him by God also. This man once saw Herod when he was a child and going to school and saluted him as king of the Jews. But he, thinking that either he did not know him or that he was unjust, but put him in mind that he was but a private man. But Manahem smiled to himself and clapped him on his backside with his hand and said, however that be, thou wilt be king and wilt begin thy reign happily, for God finds thee worthy of it. Boy, if Black Jesus hear this. And do thou remember the blows that Manahem have given thee as being a signal of the change of thy future. And truly, this will be the best reasoning for thee, that thou love justice towards men, and piety towards God, and clemency towards thy citizens. Yet do I know how thy whole conduct will be, that thou wilt not be such a one, for thou wilt excel all men in happiness and obtain an everlasting reputation, but will forget piety and righteousness, and these crimes will not be concealed from God at the conclusion of thy life, when thou wilt find that he will be mindful of them and punish time for them. Now at that time, Herod did not at all attend to what Manahem said, as having no hopes of such advancement. But a little afterward, when he was so fortunate as to be advanced to the dignity of king and was in the height of his dominion, he sent for Manahem and asked him how long he should reign. Manahem did not tell him the full length of his reign. Wherefore, upon the silence of this, he asked him further whether he should reign 10 years or not. He replied, yes. 20, nay. 30 years, but did not assign the just determinate length of his reign. Herod was satisfied. Where was reign? Where we at? Herod was satisfied with the replies and gave Manahem his hand and dismissed them. And from that time, he continued to honor the Essenes. We have thought it proper to relate these facts to our readers, how strange soever they be, and to clear what have happened among us, because many of these Essenes have, by their excellent virtue, been thought worthy of this knowledge of divine revelations. I just want to bring that out. You can take it how you may feel what it's saying, but he made a point to say that Essenes was Edomites, and so as you were saying, well, we cannot deny and say that we did Herodians that came into Herod. What is an Edomite? An Idumean, right? But was this Menahem Because here's my source. Here you go. Here's my other source. Let me stop that. Okay. Manahim was a member of the Essenes, a Jewish sect known for strict discipline, anti-Semitism, and apocalyptic beliefs, like the group associated with the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran. According to Josephus, Manahim prophesied to Herod the Great before Herod became king. He predicted that Herod would become king of Judea. When Herod asked Manahim how he knew this, Manahim replied something like, "It is God who has told me, and it will happen because he has willed it." Right? Later, when Herod did in fact became king, he honored Manahim and showed respect to the Essenes. Historical significance. Manahim's prophecy gave credibility to Herod's rule in the eyes of some Jews. His role shows that Essenes have reputation for insight or prophecy. He represents one of the rare interactions between political power, Herod, and the apocalyptic religious sect, right? So let me get another one here. Hold on. Stop. Drop. Open up shop. Ooh. That's a rough riders road. Okay, I thought you ran off on a brother. What happened to the hours? Right? And is man mentioned elsewhere. There's another figure named Manahim in early Christian rabbinic tradition. Some have speculated connection between Manahim the Essene, Manahim the Comforter, possible messianic figures. The Manahim mentioned in Acts 13:1, brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, though that can't possibly be that. But it's likely a different person. There's no hard evidence to connect them. Manahim Essene was a prophetic Jewish ascetic. He predicted Herod's rise, same thing, but boom, boom, glimpse of the views of what you call it. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I read that already. One more. And we have this one. Okay, this is what I want to read. Okay, let's do this. Then we gonna be up out of here. I went past the time, but it's all good. 30 minutes in, we're teaching the word, we building. I don't know, I might be here by myself. There's no solid historical evidence that the Essenes were of Edomite heritage. Most scholars understand the Essenes to be a Jewish sect that emerged from the Second Temple period around the 2nd century BCE, likely a branch of Hasidic or priestly reformers reacting to the corruption they saw in the priesthood and temple. Deeply tied to Judean identity with a focus on strict Torah observance, ritual purity, and apocalyptic beliefs, located mainly in Judea, especially around Qumran near the Dead Sea, not in traditional Edomite regions, often contrasted with other Jewish groups like the Pharisees and Sadducees, possibly have a Zadokite priestly roots, which further ties them to Jerusalem temple traditions rather than Edomite ancestry. Practicing strict ethnic purity, which would have made Edomite integration unlikely unless those individually fully converted and assimilated. The Edomites or Idumeans were forcibly converted to Judaism under John Hyrcanus in the 2nd century BCE, while it's possible that some Edomites joined Essenes communities after converting. The group's strict purity standards make that historically unlikely without full assimilation. So, in short, the Essenes were not Edomite heritage in origin, though some individuals from Edomite background might have joined if they fully converted and conformed. Boom. So, that's just one of my sources I'm getting, information I'm getting. So that Essenes being Edomites, and then that would fall on them. John the Baptist, right? It could fall on the Messiah because they would say Nazarene, whatever. You know, they try to put the Messiah as a Nazarite, but he wasn't a Nazarite because it seems he ate fruits, he ate meat, and he drank wine. So yeah, you still there, Isaiah? Or you fell asleep, brother? What's going on? It is.
Yeah, hey, Shalom. Yep, Khan, just across the room. Shalom.
Did you hear that reading I brought out?
Yeah, I did. I was listening and talking the whole time.
Okay, so I want to bring that out. Interesting conversation today. I don't know. You say you're gonna do a peer review, whatever.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
the brother have to come back and finish this presentation. Well, I have the presentation. You have the presentation. So we can review it. Maybe we could go over it together. I don't know. But
man,
yeah.
I'm so disappointed in myself, man.
What is that?
You know what? I would love to do that at the same time, brother. If we could do that together. We also have a Hilltop radio show tomorrow, so don't forget that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna say salute to everybody. YAHAWASHI. I'm gonna do like an old man do and go to sleep.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you see my video? Did you see the new music video?
The premiere.
Did you see the music video? Did you see Can't Stop the Rain?
Man, if you don't run that thing right now and stop talking to us, man, you holding everybody else up. Let me push mute, man. Bring it out.
Okay, so we gonna close out the right way. E37.
Oh, praise. We're gonna close out the right way. Premiere. What up, premiere? E37 Entertainment, right to South Doing.
So we got it here on E37 Entertainment page. Those is low views, but it's fine. We have it over here with a little 88 views over here. I have it on TikTok. You know, we're gonna let it play. I got a little 13.
Courtesy of Chicago and Midwest storm chasers. Take a look. As you can see, someone pointing at a tornado cell. Just tragic news we're learning of this Saturday. At least 3 people are dead in Missouri following a widespread and dangerous severe weather outbreak Friday evening after numerous tornadoes were spotted traveling through the state, causing significant damage. And that's what you're seeing on your screen right now is one of those tornadoes that was spotted.
Yeah, it's E37.
Hold up, this is in 4K, so let me just let it.
Entertainment.
We let it go for a little bit. I can take down a 4K. It's in full 4K. So.
That was spotted.
Yeah, it's E37 Entertainment.
I'm gonna take the 4K down a little bit.
Righteous sound music, you heard?
Come on, man. I'm gonna keep it back on 4K then. Sure.
Yeah, we in the building, baby. It's 2025, man. We still pushing. We still praising. Giving all glory to YAHAWAH. MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, man. Hey, it's unbelievable when you come in the truth. Eyes wide open, you just hoping. Rules not joking, Israel not found. The word so profound. Yeah, you gain a new family too. Amos 3 and 1. Cry loud, spirit not. Past the many shots. Found some cool lines. Brotherhood won't stop. David and Jonathan, brotherhood covenants. He that find a wife, find it for good thing. Proverbs 31 is hard to find. I know the sister's fine. Don't let her blow your mind. Don't let her make you blind. Cause the truth defined. Life's a vintage wine. You need to slow up, young buck. Things will get tough. You got to endure to the end. That's what's up. Israel gonna rule. We're taking you back to school. Prophecy unfold. I'm a lion. I'm so bold.
From falling down, can't stop the rain from falling.
Hey, Tal.
Can't stop the rain from falling down.
Kingdom goes through.
Can't stop the rain from falling.
Rain coming damn much needed. Living, waters run deep, wasn't ready for the forecast. Pop the umbrella, dodging precipitation, hydroplaning, meditation, on to the next destination. A quiet place out the storms, under gray skies since the day I was raised by the river, born in a little tent, covered in it, hit me like a flood. I knew it was the blood, had to get them shackles up off me, homie. The spirit of discernment blocking me from all the okie dokies, doing a hokey pokey, had to turn myself around. Saw me drowning, YAHAWASHI put me back on solid ground. Praises to YAHAWAH through the year done, he put me on. You can't stop it if you try. My shield and my buckler, I'm far from a sucker, heart of the father. They get offended, but we mash harder. You can't stop the rain, nigga.
Can't stop the rain from falling down. Can't stop the rain from falling. Can't stop the rain from falling down. Can't stop the rain from falling.
Yeah.
We on the right side, on the spiritual ride. Yeah, we spiritually high. I see my sisters cry. Baby, dry your eyes. Most are coming back, let me show you why. We face the east and rise.
I seen servants upon horses, princes walking in service upon the earth. So the objective is to break the curses. To those putting work in, keep the law, stay blameless. Even an ashtray clean, boys riding
As we
stainless.
sigh and cry, we stand against the lie. We on our Daniel-ish, we not trying to miss. MASHAYACH dismissed, don't be an atheist. I never knew you, who you be, you claim me.
Hold up, never will I ever, my back to the graven image. Cause once you bother that dog, you finish. Rain, rain, go away, popping off another day. Don't like that rulership, we ain't trying to hear what you say. Can't stop the rain.
Can't stop the rain from falling down. Can't stop the rain from falling. Can't stop the rain from falling down. Can't stop the rain from falling. Can't stop the
Hey, where am I? Where am I at?
Hey man, that was good, man. You brothers was jamming, man. You brothers was jamming. It was a pleasure to see. Well, that's it for me. YAHAWASHI. I look forward to doing a peer review. Brother, again, Brother Rabbi Lewis, thank you for all your hard work and your safarium, your books. I think you do a great job of putting your breakdowns together, and you cause people to think. All right, so keep it hard work. Army Israel, E37. All right, we got Children of God right here in Cincinnati. And you better believe that this ministry is going to continue. Brother Kathari and everybody else that's participated, thank you for this. And Maharka, man, continue, man, in your great works, man. You got the music, you got the ministry, you got the debates, man. I heard you got acting coming up. You're gonna be acting pretty soon, I heard.
Hey, I don't know. Man. Oh, I was like, where's my camera at? Oh my goodness, it's on my whole background. Hold on now, man.
Expose us thou world.
Oh, they're not. Oh, I'm on a different camera. It's not letting me do my thing.
Well, that was it. I had a great time. I'm gonna say Laila Tawab. Good night, everybody. Thank you. I had fun exercising intellect with you all, brothers. You know, humility, up and down, lessons learned. And Brother Rabbi Lewis, he's definitely giving people stuff to think about. So great job at what you do. All right, salute to you, salute to Jeremiah, and no, John the Baptist was not an Edomite.
Right. That's definitely off as hell. All right. So with that, man, all praise and glory once again. I don't know what's going on with my camera action, but hey, be good. Shalom. I'm about to go play NBA 2K25.
I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat and go to sleep. I'm playing Mortal Kombat.
Hey,
yo,
I gotta holler at Zep because They got the fight night coming out.
The fight
Yes.
night. What fight night?
Fight night champion. A new fight night since they got this other game about Knockout Kings. They talk about right here.
Is it going to be better than Undisputed?
Man, this game is better, period. If it's the same engine, they got the same. I'm kicking behind, buddy.
So you already got that?
No, it's coming out.
Okay, all right, I'll get that because you brothers are scared of me in Mortal Kombat. Y'all don't ever want to play me Mortal Kombat. All y'all want to do is
I want to play you, but you know you the man in that joint, man. For real, dog. Stop playing, man. Oh,
okay.
man.
I want to play boxing. It's just too realistic for me. Y'all be beating me up.
Nah, son. You think you slick? I want to put brothers up on the words.
I lost my whole profile. I ain't got no more games.
Now I'm back in the words.
Back in the words.
Well, they see my game room in the back. I got like 3 TVs, 1, 2, 3 on each side. I put a big TV on that wall, but like for boxings and whatever, big shows, whatever. Yeah, man, you got to come down to the Lou, brother.
Got to, man. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get one of those Toro cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my ribs a couple businesses. You know what I'm saying? My rib down in Memphis, so I'm gonna give her a job, let her go do some delivery and dropping off some stuff. My rib in, you know what I'm saying, in Alabama, and also my rib in Canada, man. I'm gonna get her some cars and let them go do businesses like that. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing, get a Toro, come up and pick you up, you know what I'm saying? We go do a world travel again, you know.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm off this week, man. Who knows? I may just pop up down this weekend.
Man, if you pop up here, it's gonna be a problem. Shabar's up here, and that brother's on fire for street teaching every minute, and you are a street teaching machine, man. So it'll be a problem if you came up here. You and him know? Bet you won't. Bet you won't. Bet you won't.
I think we're gonna make a trip.
I don't think y'all are, man. You brothers ain't about that work, man. You brothers is preachers, teachers, and y'all don't be on them highways and byways, man. You don't get on the road from up in there, man. Army of Israel is local, man. Y'all not about going out doing things.
I got a video of Eminem and I out here in St. Louis.
You want Eminem and saying that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I listen. I can. Hey, I'm in the 50 club now, brother.
50 club words. The elder words.
That's right, brother. Y'all young men can be out there highways and byways, brother.
That's right. You better shut them down, elder in the true 50 words.
All right, understand that, young buckaroo. Don't let me come out there and outshine us the words. The lion ain't gone. I'm talking about not just you. I'm talking about anybody out there. Don't think for one moment that the lion is not still in the
Oh, praise YAHAWAH, MASHAYACH, man. Hallelujah, man. Oh, my heart of great, man. All right. Oh, one West General in the building, man.
Got my weights. I get my guns back. My guns is falling off, so I got me a nice set.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. It's brand new. I got like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I got 5 of these on each side. I got a total of 6 of these 5 plates. Yeah, man, I'm about to get the guns back, man. My guns are sliding off.
Oh, man. Your gun slid off, man. My gun. I ain't got no guns no more.
Man, stop the cap, man. I'm cut up all kind of crazy. Get out of here, brother. Nobody want to hear the lies. Stop the lies, brother.
Happy work. All right.
Come on. Yeah, your guns back, brother. And you and I see your weight coming back too.
Yeah, I went through a very traumatic time frame, you know, and I was like, well, after Passover, I'm gonna stop eating leaven, and now I'm not back to eating leaven, but I am back to eating solid foods again. All right.
You would like disappear upon me a style.
Hey, I look good, man. I was skinny for the first time in my life for 20 years.
That face was. You're looking like Skeletor for a second, brother.
Oh man, I'm gonna try it again, man. I'll see if I lost a lot of weight, man. If I could, you know, if I could change my interior, man, it worked for me. So, you know, I gotta make sure I don't get back like that, man. I was too far gone, man.
Better is the end of the thing than the beginning there. right? So thy time has came, it came, and it went, right? So you're a better man because of it, right? You learn some lessons.
Never
No,
date and never marry in Memphis.
yeah, that too. But I'm saying, but that was just,
I know. I know.
yeah,
I met a sister. I met a sister the other day, and we was talking, and she was all nice, and then she was like, "I need half of my car note paid." And I said, "Where you from?" She said, "Tennessee." I said, "Never mind." I said,
uh,
I said "Never mind."
yeah. I would have been like, yo, I feel you because I need half my joint paid.
I actually I told her I needed some cooking done, and I needed some stuff around the house done. I was like, it ain't nothing to pay a car note, but can you cook? Can you do wifely do? Can you do benevolence? Paying a car note, men of Israel, just let you all know, paying a car note ain't nothing but do benevolence. It's all right. All right. The woman, she has to do her part. All right. So if she come and asks and expecting things, she better had already made an investment. All right, and her good character first. All right. So
Right. It's just a give. If you want to take, you better be giving. Because if you
yeah.
think you just be getting, don't come to the house of my heart.
Don't come to us, yeah.
Don't come
Oh
over
no.
here. Because I work, yo ass, you working, buddy. I'm gonna tell you right there. If you ain't working, you're gonna be domestic in this house, making sure everything is tip top shape.
Man, that's the life too, man. I'm
You
ready,
ain't
man.
gonna,
Me
you
and the
ain't
brothers,
you ain't gonna be sitting around here just chilling and you gonna do something. You gonna do
me and
something
the
that I
brothers,
do.
we was just talking, man. Me and the brothers, man, we ready to have babies, man. We over here baby booming, man. It ain't just me, man. You know what I'm saying? We ready to have babies around here, man. Take your
Brother, they
time, brother.
always want to have a baby, man. I had two last though. I had two the year before. So both my own children, my son and my daughter, is a year and change. Now that's why I got to bring them to the godparents. I ain't popped up.
Rashwan, keep reminding me. Rashwan,
Right?
keep reminding me too.
Here. Want to come here? Stop playing. You can come eat
Okay,
this this weekend. Come here. We got space for you. We got a room for you.
we gotta do Passover in Columbus. All right, we have to.
I said for the weekend.
Oh, for the weekend. All right, let me see. Let me see if I get Tanisha Cole to meet me up there and bring my girls. You know what I'm saying? And then
Man, that ain't the only reason you gotta come here, buddy. Stop. Just stop it, brother. Just stop, man. Ra'aswan don't want to be a you want to come out to the loo, dude. You know what I'm saying? We can have a little outing or something, chill. You know what I mean? We get your bedroom, get your suite together. You know what I mean? You have your own private door. You feel me? Like, well, look, brother. Have your
yeah,
own like when I come to your house, I had a room. I had a private room. So it's only righteous for me to reciprocate that.
are we still live? You pressure.
We're live, my bad. You know what I'm saying? We're giving them the in-depths of our world.
Oh, that's bad. I gotta rent a Turo car, man. It's nothing to drive down. Get a Turo, man. We got a brother.
Come on, man. I
Uh,
got $50 on the gas, brother.
oh, I'm not getting away. I'm not getting away.
I got 50 on the gas.
It's no getting away. It's no getting away.
So what you gonna do? I got the 50 right here for you, Islam.
Oh man, don't do it. Don't do it. Look at the principal money. That man pulling out principal money, boy. The principal.
I got the world for that. I got the world. I got more worlds. I got more worlds. I got the. I
No,
got the.
yeah. It's not for you right now, buddy. I'm excited, but it's not for you, buddy. Okay, I see you. Okay, you're gonna make it rain on the ministers. Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Right? We in the world.
We in the
Okay?
world.
In the world, man. Listen, man. I remember we was in the struggling worlds, trying to get broken lawnmowers together. I was like, yo, this is some bullshit. I like this.
All right, come on. You was like, all right, come on, I'm with it. Whatever, let's do it. It's some you. Maharka's always a rider, man. Maharka, y'all know that about Maharka. He's always there, man.
Both our blessed pops was there working, trying to get these things together and all that. We like, yo, where the drink at, man?
Yo, speaking of, I love you all.
Lawn care business go wrong.
Yeah, I love you all, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest. I got the brother Shabar. He got a drink for me. I had a great time. Brother Lewis, Maharka elder. All right, and can't stop the rain from falling
down. Everybody got a rainy day. Some people is in the storm right now. Some people hey, some people brought a storm upon you, Jeremiah, and myself. Remember that storm?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. Well, man, it's the circle of life. And now the story really just begins. The endurance story.
The endurance story. The endurance story.
The humbling.
The humbling story, worlds.
That's the humbling word.
Humbling
Because
word.
it's going to determine if you're going to continue to walk forward.
I'm going to continue to walk. I'm just a changed man. All right. So I love the Most High. I love his law, statutes, and commandments. I just don't trust you trifling women. And I definitely don't trust you men who don't believe in the second greatest commandment of keeping the, I don't believe, there are certain things that I've grown up in so much. I've lost a lot of childhoodness. I've lost a lot of childhood in this past couple of years. And that part really sucks because growing up always hurts. But it was great lessons learned. I'm YAHAWAH. I love y'all. Keep studying, keep smiling, keep shining. Knowing you can always count on me.
For sure.
Shalom.
Shalom.